Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that so when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you can think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our products. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 qualifier out here at Next Level Ninja in Flemington, New Jersey, courtesy of our incredible course designers Abby Clark, Joe Capo, and Braden Proven. Special thanks to all of you guys here for being our course designers and also joining us here today for our amateur division to start out our second day of our Premier Series qualifier. Hello, everybody. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden here today. Kane, we're back. Yesterday was mint. How are we feeling going into day two?
I'm super excited. Obviously, I was there for, well, 2 of the 3 divisions. Obviously, you were there for all 3. And we saw a mixed bag of things. We saw a lot of struggles, but ultimately quite a few finishers when it came to the challenge course, which is something I always love to see. I don't want a challenge course to curb stomp our athletes, but I don't want it to be a walk in the park either. Speaking of challenge course, let's get into the format, Billy.
Okay, so what we have done at WNL is we've taken the top 25% of all athletes from the World Championships along with their seasonal standings in their region, and everyone who fits that standard has been invited to the Premier Series, meaning that they can qualify from any single competition we host in the entire series. We've got 14 across the world spanning many different countries. On today's course, though, we have 2. We've got the placement course where if you fall, your run's over. And what that does is it determines the run order for the challenge course. If you get first place on the placement, you're going last on challenge. On challenge course, every single athlete gets 2 retries, but you can only utilize a retry once on an obstacle. And the top 4 athletes on the challenge course, they get the top 4 spots, will be able to go to the Premier Series finals from November 20th through to the 22nd of November. It's going to be absolutely insane down at Ascend Obstacle Training, their new facility that just turned a year old, which is out in Marlborough, Massachusetts. So with Next Level here being in the Northeast, it's probably going to be resulting in all of our qualifiers going over to Ascend. It's quite close in the grand scheme of things. We have a lot of action going on throughout the entirety of this weekend. We had our youth divisions yesterday, and we have the amateurs starting things out today. The teens will be coming on at 1 p.m., and the elites will be coming on at 5 p.m. It's going to be absolutely insane to watch. I cannot wait. Kane, we have 25 athletes here today in our amateur division. We have 4 females and 21 males by extension. Who speaks out to you immediately?
Our first runner, Daniela Blanchard, I believe sticks out quite prevalently. I've seen her around and can't wait to see her compete once again. I think I might have seen her last year in Premier Series as well, I want to say. Speaking of Rock City, that would include, I want to say Bryce Johnson, I want to say I saw last year. Oliver is another one. Matthew Sucales is a name that has popped up a couple times. Great to see him again. We also have a couple masters, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this before the stream started. If we go back to the female run order, we've got possibly the oldest competitor here for the entirety of the Premier Series so far. We've got Sandy Sanders at age 52 out here, which is crazy to see because in the amateur division, for those who don't know, it includes 3 divisions, which means that you can have a 15-year-old going against a 52-year-old here, for example, because we're fitting in the young adults, the adults, and the masters, which are the 40-plus division, which is crazy to see because we have so much skill ready to be showcased from all the divisions, from all different age categories, and I cannot wait to see how things get going for our amateurs out here. We have a large variety of skill, a large age gap between the youngest athlete and the oldest athlete here, and I can't wait to see how that differs in the results. Will experience pay off, or will the youth pay off?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll find out. We should be getting into a demo run shortly. Based on what we've seen with the youth divisions in this placement course, it hasn't been too tough, maybe outside of the boot scoot move that gave some of our younger athletes trouble, though not as much as you would think because, you know, obviously younger means shorter. For our older athletes who are obviously more or less fully grown, you know, they're going to have to keep the legs up to not crash out at the second to last obstacle of the course. So I guess we're going to find out, right, Billy?
Yeah, we're going to see very shortly who has the potential to get the fastest time to the buzzer on this placement course. 7 obstacles is what we're going to be looking at here today on our placement course. And it seems about 50 seconds was the lowest time limit we saw for our preteen division, at least. I'm hoping that's going to stay the same for our amateurs. So there's still more of an element of challenge within everything here, which I can't wait to see. All of our amateurs are really going to be wanting a spot for that final running order when it comes to the challenge course, because particularly on the male side, 21 athletes. If you're going first in front of 20 other people, that's quite a big task because you haven't seen other people go. If you get first on this placement course and you end up going last on challenge, then that's ultimately going to help you a long way seeing all the other people run. And the top 4 athletes on the placement course, obviously in every female and male division across the board, will be going to the Premier Series finals at Ascend Obstacle Training in Marlborough, Massachusetts on November 20th through to the 22nd. In the female case today, because we only have 4 athletes in total, all of our athletes on the female side of things have to get past the 3rd obstacle in order to make it through to the Premier Series finals, since there's no like straight ahead elimination factor due to there only being 4 of them. But the males, it's no different. 21 people are competing, only 4 are going to be able to get through here.
That's true. And yes, it is the challenge course. So the placement course has no direct factor on if you qualify. All it does is determine the run order. I believe for our amateur females, I don't think it'll make a super hefty difference. I don't know. Obviously, the person who runs last will know what they need to do in order to win. But for amateur female, I mean, you're either running first or 4th. So the difference in the run order, I would say, is kind of negligible.
It's possible. Yeah, you can kind of think of it that way. Many people coming into the placement course may see it as a warm-up for what's to come on the longer pumpy challenge course, just getting into the swing of things, knowing your stuff when it comes on to placement, getting fully ready and immersed in the ninja atmosphere. This might be the first comp that some of these athletes have done in months, possibly, due to Worlds being 2 months ago. At this point, it's possible that some might not have done any competition since then. And especially in the case of having a large field like this with 21 males predominantly and 4 males too, it's going to go absolutely insane to see who ultimately comes out on top. I can't wait to see what our placement course has to offer.
Yeah, it's true. I believe we have a couple athletes there on the floor taking a look at what they are to go toe-to-toe with on this placement course. See a couple more of them there. 4 is a party, but 21 is a crowd. So we're going to see here. Honestly, a lot of these obstacles are just linking or swinging, which I guess is just customary for placement courses in general. Like, that you will never find a placement course without laches or rings or whatever. But it's especially prevalent here, I'm noticing.
I agree. I think no matter what, it's a chance for all of our ninjas to get back into the zone of things. You can see a lot of them on the floor now trying to map out all of their moves as they just had their full course walkthrough and the rules on what's going to be going on. We're going to be seeing our demo run take things on very shortly, and that will automatically commence everything going forward for our amateur division. I cannot wait to see who's going to take the top spot, because no matter what, we're going to have an incredibly fast time taking home that top spot for the buzzer, I guarantee you. A lot of crazy fast finishes were seen yesterday in in all of the divisions with the kids, the mature kids, and the preteens, and I hope that the amateurs can carry that same hype through and through.
That's very, very true. We saw our youth divisions absolutely annihilate the course with times under 30 seconds, which is crazy when the time limit is 50, 60 seconds and you're pulling away with 20 seconds left. It's absolute bonkers.
It is quite insane in the grand scheme of things out here. We got many people from all neighboring states in the Northeast. Honestly, we're out in New Jersey right now for this comp, but we've seen people from New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Maryland, and our first competitor out here, Daniela Blanchard, is coming out of California, which is kind of insane, going literally all the way across America to do this competition, which is great to see. Seeing some people qualify out here, I guarantee you she's going to be going after that top spot today and possibly for the entirety of the amateur female category 4 Premier Series finals. So I'm hyped to see how that's going to go. It's going to be great to see all the amateur males as well, because I genuinely cannot call it. We have many good names out here spanning from many different states. It's going to be great to see who's going to go forward and take home the top placement.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say I agree any more than that. Yeah, it's interesting seeing a competitor from California because I don't think there's too many qualifiers in Premier Series on the West Coast, generally speaking. So to compete in Premier Series, you kind of have to make the trip over. And that level of dedication is something I can really commend our ninjas for, is making the trip out to as many competitions as feasibly possible. I don't know. It's interesting, definitely. But I think we're going to be getting into maybe a demo run shortly.
I'm sure this is going to be it. We're going to be starting out very shortly in the grand scheme of our placement course and the second day of competition out here at Next Level. Going to be setting the precedent for what's to come later on in the day, because we have the amateurs running right now. Then the teens and elites are probably going to be either watching this on the stream or watching it in person if they're here early. So it's going to be very, very cool to see who's going to take home the top spots in all 6 of our individual competitions here today. A big team behind the scenes here have been helping out, trying to get everything in order for today's competition. Shout out to the WNL team and the Next Level crew as a whole in order to get everything all ready. Everyone on course design, obviously. We have some incredible resetters and coaches that we've seen on the sidelines as well. And of course, the centerpiece of it all, some incredible athletes. So it seems like our demo run will be starting very, very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting NinjaWorks updated so the demo run can start. I know, yeah, it was that boot scoot into the skateboard that was definitely the crux point. We should be able to see it in action in a second.
Yes, okay. This is the time now. We're going to be starting out with our demo run. The action has now started. Let's have a look at what our athletes are going to be facing on this placement course. So we go on some springing steps. We're going to pull out that little trapezoid right there. And then we're going to link over. Okay. So a bit of a peel from our demo runner. We're going to be having a lâché over to that box. A little bow now. I'm a fan of that. Changing out some of the holds for our older divisions out here. I like to see it, because then we're going to be having this trapeze over to a dragon head. Lovely stuff, grabbing the teeth and dismounting onward.
Yeah, then you go around the bend, and then this is honestly the centerpiece of where you can shave off time. You go from trapeze, bowl to trapeze, tick-tock, bar, trapeze, and then straight onto a boot scoot, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so we're just changing out the demo runner here. All right, let's get a look at this.
Having a look out here, we're going to be lâchéing over to that boot scoot and then straight away onto that skateboard. And then we're going to be skating all the way over to that buzzer. Some people have gone and just jumped off of the skateboard with one leg. And that's been the tech that some people have done within the past day or so. But I'm really excited to see what our amateurs are going to put on here. Obviously, they have a bit more experience out here. They might know what works better for them as individuals. So we're going to have to wait and see what actually happens.
Yeah, that's true. But with the demo run said and done, I do believe we are going to be setting things up. I believe it is time to call Daniela Blanchard up to the stand to hopefully see what she's made of.
Daniela Blanchard out here A very, very experienced ninja in the grand scheme of the WNL out here, coming out of Redondo Beach, California. Other side of the country, very dedicated, representing Los Angeles Ninja Academy out here. I cannot wait to see how she's going to fare here. Traveled a long way to get here, but she is definitely worth the travel distance in a sense out here. Here she goes. She's going to be starting out the entire day out here at the Next Level Ninja Qualifier at for the Premier Series in New Jersey. Daniela Blanchard going to be starting things out momentarily. It's time to start day 2.
Yep, Daniela, very experienced athlete, has competed on the show 3 times, trains alongside Ninja legend Jesse Graff, and we're going to see that put to the test here. Quick start, gingerly walking up to the, I'm not going to say cliff drop, Brett Sims tech though, kicks the flywheel, but easy to correct. Daniela Blanchard is out of there and onto the bow arms, channeling that Katniss Everdeen.
Here we go. She's going to be taking the inward approach on that disc, which is cool to see. We saw a lot of people going the other way around and then swinging back, but Daniela's strat is taking some time out there, saving some valuable seconds, but 18 seconds left on the clock, Kane. This is going to be tight.
Yeah, but still doable if she can hurry it up here. A backswing on the TikTok. I reckon she should get off here. This is the exit route. Gets onto the trapeze. Boot scoot. Go,
This
go,
is
go.
tight. No! Just her alignment was slightly off. And unfortunately, that's going to be her going down, marked on the final obstacle there. She escaped the boot scoot demon, which has taken out a lot of people, particularly due to the fact that they've been scraping their feet and legs on the map before the landing platform. And she just lost her alignment and was bucketed off of the skateboard. So that's going to be our first result marked down there. So that is going to be Daniela setting the precedent for what's to come. We're going to be seeing if any of our remaining 3 females can get a buzzer, starting out with Caitlin Berenti.
Yeah, Caitlin, second runner-up. Let's see, what's her plan of attack here? Is she going to go fast and furious, or is she going to go cautiously and try to get as many points as she can? Pulls out.
She's going to take a backswing leading up to that first flywheel. Going to take another backswing here. We need to be careful on this placement course, though, because the many backswings you take, they're going to add up and eventually make you lose a bit more time. But now she's going to move straight along in here, not taking much time at all, trying to reach out. Probably going to need one more backswing. 20 seconds down to the halfway point of the course. She's going to have to make up a bit of time if she wants that buzzer cemented.
Yeah, Caitlin taking a lot of backswings here, and it's eating into her time. I want to see her get off this TikTok, but a backswing is not going to help her out here or do her any wonders. 3 seconds, come on, get through the boot
Trying
scoot.
here, but it just seems like the time is going to expire right before she attempts that boot scoot. Still a very, very good job, all things considered there. Caitlin put herself on the board. It's up in the air, though, whether she'll be one of the earlier people to run when it comes down to the challenge course. We have 2 more competitors who can change that precedent. We're starting out with Ripley Burgess. Started training ninja in 2018, has done 19 competitions throughout the course of season 11, coming out of Colts Neck, New Jersey.
Yes, very, very experienced and trained in a discipline which I think will help her out here. Parkour. A lache is a foundational skill of parkour. It should help her out, but I guess we're going to find out, shall we?
40 seconds. She's taking a bit of time to get prepared going off of the swinging trapezoid there, but 35 seconds. Time is ticking. How's she going to fare coming into it? Age 15, one of the younger athletes in the amateur division. Here she goes. Trying to take some swings to ensure that she goes. Just the grip giving out there. Hopefully she was okay. That seemed like it might have taken the wind out of her. Seems like her grip just gave out on that front swing there. Yeah, her left hand just kind of slipped off. That's unfortunately going to be the way it ends for her.
Yeah, a lot of backswings I was noticing out of Ripley there. Maybe it could have benefited her to just jump the gun. There was a lot of hesitation. Hopefully we can see her show what she's really made of on the challenge course, but we have, I want to say, 1 more amateur up to go.
seemingly, and it's going to be probably our oldest competitor here today. Sandy Sanders coming in at age 52, height of 5'2", coming along here, stretching out, getting ready to go, proving that she is able to compete with some of the other divisions. What's up?
I don't know if this is Sandy. Looks different than the picture.
Yeah, true. What's going on here? I mean, she's representing. I'm trying to read what it says on the back of her shirt there. Sanella, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like we're having some sort of NinjaWorks issue. Hopefully, we can get this set up to denote the correct competitor here and clear the air.
All right, they're just waiting for everything to be sorted out. And here we go. Seems like they've just noticed that the name is incorrect and they're trying to get everything sorted out here. Just making sure everything's ready, possibly. Okay, well, we're going to be going ahead with the run. And here we go, going across those runs straight away.
All right. Oh, so this is Ripley. Okay.
Right. Okay, so this is Ripley coming along right here. Here she moves, going to be taking 30 seconds now, doing the outside approach, keeping that momentum moving, reaching out immediately. She's making good time here. Is this going to be our fastest time? Yes, it is so far. Can she keep up the pace?
Yeah, we haven't had a finisher on the placement course yet. Can Ripley pull away here? Got a backswing here, but not too many across the board. Immediately finding that trapeze, swinging down.
There we go.
Finds a bit of
Careful.
momentum.
Okay, nice.
2
Here
seconds.
we go, Ripley, taking it in, and we have a buzzer. There we go. That's going to be a 1.3 seconds remaining time there for our Ripley. Brilliant stuff.
All right, so that's going to do it for the amateur female division already on the placement course. We had 4 competitors go up and 1 finisher. Solid 25% clear rate, I guess. But we're going to be moving straight into our amateur male division, starting out with Alex Smith. There are your 4 to look out for, running first on the challenge course.
Right. All that being said, amateur males time now. Here we go. So we're going to be having Alex Smith taking it home now for the first runner of our day on the male side of things. 5'9" in both height and wingspan, 150 pounds, coming out of Macungie, Pennsylvania. Out here, he's 16 years old, going to be a senior in high school in the fall. Let's see how he can fare on this placement course.
Yeah, has been playing flag football or played flag football for 7 years. Maybe that fast agility is going to help him out here. Those fast transitions in between obstacles, definitely evident in his form as he transitions through and into the bowl.
Here he goes, 23 seconds, going to be pulling back on that TikTok. Jumping up straight away, wants to cement himself with a fast time already before everyone else has the opportunity to. Going to go straight into that skateboard, make the jump for it, and he comes up short!
Yeah, he tried a similar maneuver that our youth division athletes tried to do, where you kind of one-foot it, but you see the skateboard is set a little later relative to the platform. So trying to kick off it will just cause the skateboard to skid back.
Very, very, it's an interesting way to start things out for sure. Almost got to a buzzer in a very fast pace. Let's see if Colton Brown, a second competitor here in the amateur male division, let's see how he's going to fare coming out of the Gravity Forge.
Yeah, a lot of talk about cliffs and VLs in his bio. Obviously, the closest thing there is going to be the flywheel holds. But anyhow, I mean, I'm sure he's got his dynamic moves under control, as we're seeing in the first half there. Let's hope he can shave off a few extra swings here and there. Maybe, oh, I almost thought he could have had that.
He's going to take a turnaround here. Nice, very even hop coming off of that TikTok. Going to make the boot scoot downwards. Needs to be careful. Just saw Alex whiff this one. Is he going to be able to get the jump? Yes, that's our first buzzer cemented for the placement course. Didn't have a problem with that at all. 43 point, I believe that was 43.68. Yes, it was. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, very great performance there out of the Gravity Forge representative. Yeah.
Look at that brilliant stuff from one Gravity Forge competitor to another. Bryce Johnson coming out here with 9 years of Ninja experience. He's going to be coming along through Bryce the Precise Ninja, as he's known as. He loves tech obstacles and training with his mates, and his favorite part of Ninja is the training. Let's see if it can all come into fruition out here on this placement course to see if he can get a good placement going into challenge. Got to be careful here, but he's making good time.
Yeah, that's true. Little stumble, but Bryce handles the dragon head with ease. No backswings. Backswings is not in this dude's vocabulary, but he may need to slow it down here on the TikTok, get a good pullback to immediately find the bar and the trapeze. Let's see how he's going to end his run here. The skateboard. No!
No! Just tumbled over there. He was making such good time, but it just seemed like he stuttered on the hop onto there, or if he was trying to shift some momentum forward, he just kind of slipped and popped off. Yeah, his tiptoes just kind of buckled there, it looked like, and that's gonna be him finished. Still a very, very solid run for Bryce Johnson, but now we're moving on to No Limit Ninja Yonkers being represented with Jaden Jesse.
Yeah, Jaden wants to make a name for himself right here, right now, on this placement course. Hopefully he can be our second finisher here, get the send train rolling, maybe put the clear ratios up to 50-50. That'd be nice to see.
It's gonna eject that hold so we can get some good swings going here. Gonna take one more powerful backswing to set himself up. Seemed like he tried to underbar it, but he's still moving through. I'm liking the approach here, but time is ticking for Jaden. Let's see if he can pull on through to get a buzzer coming off of this bow.
Yeah, didn't give himself a lot of an established start on the bow arms. He's taking a lot of backswings here, which is killing his time. Jaden, he's just got to keep moving, pick up the pace a little bit if he can help it. But 10 seconds, just got to do what he can. I think only one more point's going to be possible here, and he just got it. Oh,
no!
You know what? He had to do something.
Transfer. Yeah, he tried to move past it and kind of trying to pop off onto that ring there. Let's see how he fared there. Yeah, he just kind of missed the distance there, and that's what ultimately caused him to fall. Still, very good way to start things out for Jaden in today's comp. But now we're coming into Marek Gaber, coming out of Belmead, New Jersey. He was born in Czechoslovakia out here. He moved to the USA in 2004. Started Ninja last year, age 48. So one of our masters out here coming in for the amateur division. Let's see if he can put up a fight with these younger athletes.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of different age ranges being tested here in the amateur division. Finds that board to yank out the pseudo cliff drop, and now he's swinging side to side, though this can be corrected because the flywheel pivots in one direction. So there he goes, he's through.
Here he goes, Marek, bringing a lot of muscle to this course here. Time is ticking though. I'm a bit cautious of his pace and how far he's going to be getting going here, but he's still going to give it his all. 20 seconds as he comes along into the dragon. Nice two-handed approach on the teeth of it. But time here, just over 10 seconds as he's halfway through the course. I wonder how far he's going to get.
Yeah, I like the lockoffs that he's showcasing here, keeping perfect L's, but you need more than perfect L's to secure a buzzer on this strict placement course. Oh,
he's gonna carry on, but time expires for him.
Oh, wow. He got the point with 1/100th of a second left.
That's kind of insane. That's brilliant. I'm a fan of that. Yeah, 49.99 seconds was the time he competed, or he completed Keep Scrolling, which is kind of insane. But now we have Roko emoting on the dance floor out here on the start line. I'm liking this. He knows the camera's behind him as well. He's clip farming out here. He's going to turn this into a gift when he gets home. Is it? Okay, so Oliver, never mind.
Oliver was dancing on the platform for a second. I think there may have been a mix-up there.
Right, okay. So this is going to be Roko out here, it looks like. coming out of Wall, New Jersey. He's 5'7", 115 pounds. He's going to be a junior year. He's going into his junior year in high school this September. Let's see if he can make a good start to it by getting a solid run on displacement course to fill that confidence.
Ooh, perfect set himself perfectly for the links and spinning across the fulcrum. Rocco slays the dragon, spinning around. He's so smooth with so much swagger behind his technique. He's got to carry on here. One backswing. Ooh, perfect. 20 seconds into the boot scoop.
Very good. Coming along down here. Needs to be careful on the dismount. Skates through and he's going to get the fastest time. 34.55 seconds. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm a massive fan of how that run went. Brilliant stuff there. That's by far the fastest. Might be in contention for the fastest time later on, possibly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 34. He didn't even look like he was going that fast. It was just so efficient. That was the thing. And now we have Oliver Kelly back to his dancing routine.
I'm liking this right now. He's going to turn this into a GIF once he gets back. He likes it. He's coming out of Rochester, New York. You can see he's wearing the Premier Series jersey from last year, showing that he has been a finalist. He went to Motus last year. Seemed like he qualified from Rock City, which is brilliant to see coming out of Rochester, New York. And he's off.
Yeah, Oliver got to get a good backswing here and finds the flywheel. So far, so good. Oliver, a well-versed runner, but can also hang with the best of them as well.
This is good right now. Height of 5'11", wingspan of 6 foot. One of the tallest athletes we've seen down the entirety of this competition across the weekend here at Next Level. Here goes Oliver, pulling along through, trying to set himself back here. Coming along, he's going to immediately go into the skateboard. 33.53 seconds to that buzzer. That's brilliant.
Yeah, the separator, honestly, even with this backswing, was the skateboard. He kind of linked into the trapeze, went straight onto the skateboard, and that simple change in his strategy was the separator that put him in first place.
Many people still have the opportunity to follow along. The 14 athletes still left to go in this very big competition. Reed Hargis going to be next up, coming out of Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. Competed 4 times throughout the regular season in 2025 and 2026.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I think this is I want to say one of, if not the biggest singular division here. At least the amateur male side, that is.
I think so, honestly, considering we've got 21 out here, and it's not necessarily the most surprising thing in the world, considering that it's 3 divisions mixed into one. If there's any division that's going to have most people come in, it's going to be amateurs, quite logically.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. I think the youth divisions have often outsized the amateur division in a lot of these qualifiers. So it really does depend.
Rightfully so. Out here, it's going to be a very, very good time to see how our athletes are going to be able to do. Still having 14 left, the entire leaderboard could change. Who knows? Every single one of these athletes are going to be able to clear, for all we know, with a faster time than what we've seen before. We could get our first sub-30 out here. Oh, wait, first sub-30 for the day. We saw like an 18-second time yesterday, which was insane to see. I cannot wait to see who's going to get the top time and who's going to ultimately be running last for our challenge course. It's going to be a big advantage going into it.
All right, well, we just needed to set things up, make sure everything was spick and span. Reed, Hargis, now up and away. Ooh, I was super quick off that. Actually in the green, but he's taking it a little more cautiously now that he's in the swing of things on the flywheel.
Here we go, 30 seconds just over. Gonna try and move along. Doesn't reach out on his first reach, but here we go, second time around. Time gonna be a bit more of a factor here. How is he gonna fare? He has a bit of time left to try and get a buzzer into his grasp. He's gonna have to work for it though.
Yeah, I think 12 seconds into the boot scoot is pretty doable as long as he doesn't play around here. Ooh, very close to the ground, but the skateboard is
Just
in his
over.
control.
Yes! There we go. Brilliant stuff there. We're seeing buzzers coming in left and right now. That's 3 consecutive buzzers. Very, very good stuff. Reed coming in. 7 obstacles cleared. Lovely stuff. 46.13 seconds. Can't wait to see what comes next for him on the challenge course as we now come in to one of our older adult males out here, Matthew Sukalis, Island Heights, New Jersey is where he's from, age 39, meaning next year going to be coming up to Masters. Let's see how he can fare in amateur division across the entire board.
Also noticing the mismatched socks. Oh wait, that's a stormtrooper. Oh, fun.
Oh, nice.
All right.
That's
Hopefully,
very
hopefully his aim can be in more order than the stormtroopers, though.
Here we go, Matthew. Coming along, stepping up, pulling it out here. 40 seconds. He's going to try his best to reach out, taking a couple of swings to make sure he's able to get it. Time ticking, though. It is really apparent how fast the clock can go here. This is very, very difficult.
Yeah, he got a hold of the flywheel, but his hand came off. It's a thinner grip that if you are not prepared for it, it might be trouble. But Matthew trying to find the flywheel, and he just can't hold on.
Just can't get that lacher there, unfortunate for Matthew. That might land him in one of the earliest spots possible. We could see him go first on challenge now due to that slip. We're going to have to see how the rest of the competitors fare, though, to see how that result matters in itself. Next up, though, it's going to be Parker Sauer. Competed 6 times, or 8 times even, in the regular season, coming out of Camillus, New York. Age 16, he's getting ready to go out here. It's going to be an interesting ride. He's Coach Parker as well, so he's been on the sidelines and been teaching many a good ninja. Let's see how he can fare himself.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the shirt that he's wearing, he's a coach as well as a competitor. So that's always great to see. Coaches are always so important in the sport of ninja.
Very much agree here. Just setting up the steps, making sure they're all straight and ready to go. The countdown is on for Parker, and he's darting off. Really, really nice, precise steps here, looking like he's going for one of the top times. He definitely wants to reach out fast on a bit of a sideways lache, but he corrects it accordingly. Nice one. Brilliant stuff right now. Very, very good. Moving across, not really stopping for anything here. This is very... Oh, careful!
Yeah, we've been seeing some super snappy technique on behalf of Parker. And yeah, honestly, with... 11 competitors after him, he's gotta be quick, fast on the draw. Parker through the boot scoot and clears.
Nice. So that's his 3rd place spot there. 35.7 seconds. We're getting a good solid ratio of fails and clears. I'd say it's about half and half at this point. 11 competitors left though, so a lot can change. We don't know who's going to get the top time and who's going to be going first when it comes to challenge, so we're going to have to wait and see. Let's have a look at who's next. We've got Jordan Baker, competed 10 times, coming out of Flemington, New Jersey. Same state as this very competition right here. So let's see if that experience can pay off here. Coming in out of the Masters division at age 44.
Yeah, that's true. One of our older competitors here. But maybe he's like a fine wine. Age comes ability to compete under the pressure. Oh, no!
Oh, no! Just slips out there. Oh, that's unfortunate. Have to look at that again. So here he goes, trying to come up here. Trying to go down,
right
but
hand.
just the premature jolt coming out of it. That's very, very unfortunate. Oh, man. Very, very tight stuff there.
Yeah, so we will be running a little earlier, but still, hopefully, we'll get to see his capabilities on the 2nd course of the day. I guess we'll find out.
Right, Jordan Baker sadly went out very early on. So that's going to be one of the earlier runs there, possibly, especially within the first obstacle cleared realm. That's not the first time we've seen someone go out on those flywheels, especially with that. That's an underrated aspect, honestly. If we get a premature drop for that ejecting hold right there. Anything could really happen when it comes into your challenge run. Who knows? You might be one of the best athletes in the field and going first. We've had that happen before with some of the first athletes qualifying for the Premier Series finals. So with our 10 remaining runners for the amateur males, let's see if our first one, Jack Chase, can chase his way down to the end.
Another No Limit Ninja Yonkers athlete. Wait, no, this is not Jack. This is Zachary.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zach coming along in. It's funny because on his NinjaWorks bio, it says he's 38'11".
Yeah, so he shouldn't have to worry about wingspan.
Honestly, yeah, he should be all right in that regard at this point. Maybe the camera is just like really weird and this is his actual height and it's just portrayed really weirdly. It's like a wide angle lens type deal.
Yeah, his head's about to touch the ceiling. It's just a fisheye.
Literally, dude.
Right, I think we're getting that cleared up though.
Yeah, hopefully. We're going to be seeing the right runner coming along through. NinjaWorks going to be coming along very shortly.
There we go. That's the guy we were looking for.
Jack Chase. Now moving on to the start line. This is him. Going to be chalking up here, getting ready to move on this placement course. Going to be rummaged into the placement course run here. He's ready to go. Doesn't want to waste any time, going straight away here. Countdown coming along, and he's off, coming out of Haddon, TWP, New Jersey.
Yeah, Jack Chase, if he wants to make good on that last name, I want to see him go fast, get that top time, you know, chase the top of the leaderboard. But Jack jumps straight onto the bow arms right near the back end, going to have to necessitate a backswing, and Jack is through into the back half.
Very nice, very parkour-esque moves out here. He's moving along at a very solid pace, excellent body control throughout. One of the smoother runs we've seen in between and on the obstacles as well. Very solid. Going to take a tucked in backswing to reach out for that boot scoot and immediately going to the skateboard, and that's him for 41.6 seconds. Absolutely insane.
All right. Very great run. I like that as well with the backswing. He knew that if he had taken a full backswing, it would have chopped his time down even further. So he sort of reserved himself and got forward to finish the course in due time. Now this is Zachary. It's time for him to run.
He's a familiar man with change out here. Was about to run earlier, but now he's going to be out here going. First off here, Zachary coming along in. After his gym high exposure closed, he began training at No Limit Ninja in Yonkers. Let's see if that experience out here is able to help him out. He was going to have an early dismount there, which he succeeded with, but taking a backswing on the bow to immediately go into the disc and make the turnaround.
All right, so far so good. One of the top 10 in his class. He's got a bit of brain and brawn. Zachary is on to the TikTok. One backswing, and he's on his way out, chasing the buzzer. Zach!
Coming along, 15 seconds, makes the skate down, and that's going to be him finished, 36.84. That's brilliant right now. We have a streak. We have a 33-second finish, a 34, a 35, and now a 36.
Yeah, really collecting each one of the, I don't know, the clearigamis or whatever. I'm sure that's a term that everyone is oh so familiar with, but Bryce Hopkins, regardless, is up next.
Bryce coming along, coming out of Reading, Connecticut. Another person with a weird height, 14'5" on the NinjaWorks bio here. Is he fine? He's fine. He's fine. Just seemed like a bit of a stumble there. Bryce is just going to keep on moving. We love this right here. Age 16, he's in his sophomore year at Joe Barlow High School in Reading, Connecticut. 4-time world finals. He's qualified for Premier Series before. He's going to be wanting to do the same. He's coming out of Ninja Mania out here, it looks like.
Yeah.
They train a lot of speed there. Here they go.
Yeah, you know, he's not going super aggressive. It's kind of calm, collected. Bryce, gotta stay comfortable. Yes, with feet to spare. Bryce, this is it.
Brilliant. 5th place right there, cementing himself with 40.14 seconds. I'm liking the clear streak we've got here. It feels like we've got more clears than we don't right now, which is brilliant to see. But even then, at that point, some of the slower clears are going to be going earlier on the challenge course. So if you want that experience and to see what's going on before you run, you're going to have to clear quickly. 7 more athletes to go, starting out with Jordan Falkenberg, coming out of Henderson, Tennessee. I think TN is.
Yeah, that would be it. I'm surprised. We've seen a couple competitors really make the trip out. Tennessee is kind of far removed from where we are here at Next Level Ninjas. Hopefully Jordan can make good on that trip, get through, and maybe clinch a Premier Series finalist slot. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Jordan statics that flywheel. A lot of muscle behind that move.
Here he goes, age 28. Trying to make everyone his age proud out here. We haven't had too many people nearly 30 years old. I feel like it's either been an early teen or an amateur within like the masters range. So it's cool to see someone in the middle age range here coming along, contesting the older ones and the younger ones. Here he goes, 17 seconds, pulling along through on the TikTok here. Needs to be careful. He's a bit shaky. Let's see how he can fare pulling forward. He's spending a lot of time here. Can he jump up to it? He was going to do it, but ultimately gets out. Ooh, has a bit of a weird fall there. Hopefully he's all right. Kind of went face first there. Let's have a look at that again, possibly. He's moving good. He was going to go there, but just couldn't commit. Seemed like he jumped a bit too late, sadly. And that ultimately made the TikTok fall from underneath him.
Yeah, looked a little timid. Up to that run, though, or up to that point in his run, I mean, he was moving pretty good. Obviously got the points. I think it's good to get points and go a little slower than go fast and furious and fall. But Matthew Cancrow, another competitor from the New Jersey area, specifically Norwood. What is he made of?
Here he goes. Hopefully he's made of speed out here on this placement course. It's going to be what they need if they want a solid placement going into the challenge course. Matthew, 31 and off. Here he goes. Just 50 seconds is the time limit here. Tries to get a solid dismount out. Nice reach immediately there. I'm liking this approach. Was going to go immediately, but ultimately goes for a backswing to cement himself to be a bit more safe with it. 30 seconds as he makes the turnaround onto the dragon. This is good. Needs the backswing. And he's got it. 25 seconds left.
Yeah, a little bit of uncertainty, but Matthew, uncertainty, he's got to be as confident as he can be on this TikTok. As we saw with the last run, he's got to be confident, and only one hand goes on the bar.
You could see the fingertips there. He had it in his grasp, but ultimately was too low to fully get anything like solidly going there. Yeah, just one hand was able to get on, and it wasn't enough to fully get it. 5 more competitors. Mikey Boyd coming along here. We've seen that very vibrant shirt be represented. I think he's been coaching, or we've seen people with the same type of shirt coaching the youth divisions. Let's see what he's made of. Mikey coming out of Surferin. He looks like he's in a surfer outfit, so he's going to be surfing New York.
Yeah, hopefully he won't be suffering during the run, but he represents No Limit Ninja Yonkers, or at least that's what he's wearing on his little portrait mugshot thing. But Mikey, another one of our older athletes, and our 30-year-old athletes have been having a lot of trouble with the TikTok. Would like to see him get through it. But
Here
first,
he goes. Needs to get there first. Here he goes. Is he going to go for a 180 approach? He's going to turn himself around. 20 seconds left as he tries to get the dismount. Gets on through. 15 seconds now. Time is ticking. How far can he get?
Yeah, got to pick up the pace here. 10 seconds. It may not even be enough if he hurries this up. But pull back. Okay, another backswing. I think it's just a show for pride. Oh! One-handed save!
Nice there. He got that save there. But sadly, he just wasn't able to get the extra point necessary. He got through You Shall Not Pass there with 2.5 seconds left on the clock, though. That's still very good. Unfortunately, not a clear. And at this point in the field, you're going to have to really lock in and get a clear if you want one of them later spots.
Yeah, it's a late stage in the placement course. So those left, no what the groundwork is kind of looking like for them. Terrence Murphy amongst them. He's a baseball player, so footwork is going to do him wonders. He is one of our older athletes as well, 50 years old. I think the oldest in the amateur male division.
This is good. 40 seconds as Terrence, age 50, coming out of Tarrytown, New York, makes a solid lache there. He's locking off a lot, trying to get some control. I appreciate the technique at show here. Time's ticking, though. He's going to have to move a bit faster if he wants to get a couple more points coming in. Onto this bow. Backswing's coming along, trying to help him out. Here he goes. 15 seconds nearly. It's going to be a tight one.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a distance test. If anything, 10 seconds on the clock. Come on, where's that dragon head? His hands gotta meet sooner or later. If he wants that point, it gets into the slot, but time is going to expire!
Terrence, unfortunately, lands himself onto the top half of the run order for the challenge course. It looks like 16th place he's landed himself in right now. That's unfortunate. You could see he had the strength to get through the obstacles, just not fast enough to really get halfway through the course. So maybe challenge course comes around, a lot more endurance-based obstacles. Let's see if that helps him out later on. Zachary Lyman, coming out of Essex Junction, Vermont, representing Vermont Ninja Warrior Training Center. Let's see how far he can get here.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many competitors out of Vermont. I'm not going to say a rarity given the proximity from New Jersey to Vermont, but we haven't seen it a ton. Hopefully Zach can make his home state proud right here, right now, inside of 50 seconds.
And he's off. Here he goes. Time starting out here. Gonna run on up, eject it prematurely. Nice. Here he goes. Getting along, gonna set himself up for a link dismount. Very smooth at the minute. Making very small moves that are ultimately paying off. He's skipping some backswings here, which is something not a lot of amateurs have done in a fast manner. So Zachary really wanting to cement himself as one of the top people moving on to our challenge course in good time here. Gonna reach out, gonna backswing, get ready for it. Here he goes. Can he get through the skateboard? Yes, he can. We're going to get first. A new leader at 32.92. Zachary Lyman doing Vermont proud.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, and I think that is going to be a showing that the Vermont Ninjas all over the state are going to be happy with.
That was a really, really nice way. A nice refresher. Getting a new top time. That sets out something for the final two competitors, at least out here. We have Robin Kine coming out here, or Kine. Another weird height and wingspan. We've got 13'10" apparently with the height on NinjaWorks, and 14'2" wingspan, and 53 pounds. That strength to weight ratio is going to come in handy possibly. But Robert coming along through.
Oh no! What? Oh no! What happened? Let's look at that on the replay.
Again. Having a look here. Another premature release on the obstacle there, which ultimately screwed up his grab. And that's going to put him really early on. But you can see him in the background. He's moving very quickly. So when we get to the challenge course, might have an early contender for a top result, possibly. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, showing that he's a very capable ninja on the wide shot here. So I hope he can make up for it on the challenge course. That is what the challenge course could be for, after all. Yeah, he cleared the course. It was just a simple mistake.
One more left in the amateur division. We've had a roller coaster so far. We've had our top time come in just recently, but also one of our lower results with our Robert, who just ran, sadly. Let's see if our final competitor, Brian Comerford, is able to pull on through here. Coming out of Warren, New Jersey, competed 6 times throughout the season in our Masters division at age 43. Let's see if he can pull out a show here.
Yeah, Brian also trains at Next Level Ninjas, as evidenced by his attire, actually wearing the orange shirt or shorts as well, and the red shoes, I guess, red, orange, whatever. It looks a little weird on the camera. Brian, it prematurely ejects and he foot taps.
Oh no, that's an unfortunate situation that some of our taller athletes might be having here. With one of them premature releases on the ejection, You could see there. Yeah, his foot tap just unfortunately is going to round him out there. Unfortunate having two back-to-back early fails rounding out our placement course. It just goes to show anything can happen out here on a course like this. But overall, we have 9 clears with Zachary Lyman with 32.92 seconds being our fastest runner. We have 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. A train of 1 second separated times. I like that. That's some nice consistency there. But overall, it's been a weird one out here. We had 21 amateur males with 9 clears. Seems like a lot can change coming into our challenge course later on. We're going to have to see how they fare. We had our females run earlier as well. We had our 4 run with Ripley being our only clear with 48.71 seconds, meaning Sandy Sanders is going to be our first runner coming in with only 1 obstacle cleared. Sally going to be the first runner of the entirety of the challenge course, it looks like. So we're going to be staying tuned for that. We have a massive challenge course coming up, a lot of competitors. No one can tell what the final result is going to be. Kane, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because I felt like anything could have happened on that placement course. There were a lot of shocks, a lot of slip-ups and silly mistakes, which is just what happens on a placement course, especially one that challenges the discipline of speed and precision in the way this one does. I'm surprised that we saw as many falls as we did, and this shows that our athletes have some makeup work to do going forward into the challenge course, especially our amateur males who have only 4 slots amongst themselves to fight for. Amateur female, the stakes are a little lower, but obviously they want to put their best foot forward. So yeah, we're going to be taking a quick intermission. Billy, why don't you lead us out?
Indeed, so it's going to be fun. We've got 10 minutes to turn around out here for our challenge course to be all ready and set up. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes with some more Ninja action out of Next Level.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your truck. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here, and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series Season 4 Qualifier out here at Next Level Ninja in Flemington, New Jersey. My name is Billy Dix and I am joined alongside Kane Malden here today. We just wrapped up a course with a lot of varying results.
Yeah, that's true. We had plenty of people complete the course. I believe across both the amateur male and female, we had 10 combined. However, 15 were not able to finish the placement course. And it's going to be time for everyone to take on the challenge course, see if they can notch in one of the top 4 slots in their relative division. Obviously, for the amateur female, all they'll have to do is beat the 3rd obstacle. But for the amateur males, the stakes will rise higher than they have risen ever for them, I guess. And they'll see if they can be one of the top 4.
Indeed so. It's going to be a very, very big ask out here for some of our athletes, particularly in the male division. 21 of the athletes in the male division won't be able to get a ticket to the Premier Series finals, meaning it's truly the best of the best who should be able to go on to it. But the challenge course, as we saw yesterday, is not an easy one. A lot of opportunities for mess-ups and a lot of opportunities for your time to be wasted in between and on the obstacles. So we're going to be starting out with our demo runner very shortly, and then we're going to be seeing what our athletes are really, really going to have to work towards when it comes down to all of these intense challenge course obstacles. I don't think there's a single obstacle here that's easy at all.
Yeah, that's true. It started out pretty easy, as challenge courses do, in my opinion. But when we went to preteens, that's when it really started to ramp up in difficulty. And I am expecting a similar sort of setup for our amateurs here. There are no ledges on that first wall, for instance, no special delivery, just the bars, the cold, hard bars.
Here we are now. We're taking a look at our first couple of obstacles there. The obstacle right here is what our women competitors will have to beat if they want to go to the Premier Series finals. A quick sideways grab and then an orange slice, and we can see here where we had a ring, a low-hanging ring at that yesterday, but it seems like they've removed that in favor of the actual propeller bar, and it's a slanted platform now. Interesting with a disc. I like that a lot. We're seeing here a couple of spinners, and then this is the obstacle that took out a lot of people yesterday. This is riding the bull, where you have, it's almost like a reverse body prop in a sense, where you kind of have to be having your core strength really in check there to keep yourself up there. And there's a sky hook now at the end with an extended jump. Okay, that's tough. That's very, very tough.
How sadistic. Oh, how sadistic. But now we go into the clips and palm flip. This one, yeah, after we saw a lot of preteens skip the grab, they were able to grab onto a cliff and then just immediately go for the palm flip. It is now a stronghold, though I think that's how it was yesterday with the mature kids, so it's been nerfed, I guess. But that book hold is still there from yesterday.
I was going to say, that looks the same as how it was for our younger divisions. It seems like that a cliff turnaround like that, like we've just seen, might not be 100% necessary, but that's just the way it goes. Now we have the final lane where a lot of people were going out. We have some really, really intense cube moves out here. We have them on some spinners as well. We have some very, very precise holds. You really need to be precise on these ones. Literally, the obstacle name is called I Hope You're Precise, so I think that kind of speaks volumes for it.
Sheesh, yeah. Yeah, the obstacle is aware of its own status. It kind of reminds me of the good luck obstacle from Worlds. If you know, you know.
Here we go. We're going to be moving on to our final obstacle here, which is Needle in a Haystack, which seems to be a flying bar link type movement to the end. But to be fair, your arms are really, really going to be tired at the end of this. It's going to be a hard one, but we're going to see how it fares.
That's true. Honestly, I would be one to ponder what is going to be the crux point, but honestly, everything looks hard, so it's tough to say.
Okay, so amateur female time. 4 of them out here. They have to beat the 3rd obstacle if they want to move on to the Premier Series finals, which I hope we see all of the people here at today, all of our qualifying athletes, because it is very close to ascend out here. It is next level. So I'm hoping that we can see our athletes move along. We are having our first competitor, Sandy Sanders, move on first out here. Our oldest competitor here today at age 52 as well, which is insane. One of our older master athletes here. A lot of experience though. She started Ninja in 2013. That was before the WNL was even a thing. That was season 5 of American Ninja Warrior, which is mental now to think about. She's been doing Ninja since then, which sounds impressive until you found out she's afraid of heights, crashing on and off balance obstacles, letting her body fly through the air. I'm scared of all of those things as well. You are not alone. She genuinely picked the worst obstacle sport for her worst possible sport for her personality that unfortunately for her mind she's completely addicted to. It's mint to see though that so many people get hooked on this sport when it's not necessarily their ideal forte, but even then you really have the opportunity to move on through fast in these courses, and that is what Sandy is really going to hope to do here to start things out for a very long challenge course run through.
Yeah, that's true. I think that even if Ninja is not in theory conducive with how you kind of roll, I think the thrill of it is a big aspect of it as well. And, you know, obviously the fun of competing, whatever. But regardless, Sandy Sanders, a bit of alliteration in that name. It's time to start the challenge course.
Here she goes, age 52, coming out of Aberdeen, Maryland. Having a bit of trouble getting over the wall here. She needs to grab onto that bar next up. Here she goes. She is afraid of heights, as she says, but she's got a hold of that bar, getting a bit closer to the ground now. Hopefully she's feeling very good. She's smiling as well. Hopefully it isn't a grimace as well. Oh, but just a hand whiff on the bottom of that rope there. Gonna have to take it a second time.
Yeah, but that is what the retry system is for. On a normal flow course, that would have been it. But the challenge course has a little bit more leeway. Hopefully Sandy can be a little bit cleaner on that second go. Does get hold of the ring and the rope. All right, I think she's got this. Just a short swing away.
Here we go, Sandy. Trying to move along through here. Is she going to be able to get the dismount? She's trying to get a massive swing here, which I think she's got. Oh! Careful! Yes, she's fine. That was very, very close. She's very excited about that one as well. Brilliant stuff there from Sandy. Just needs to beat one more obstacle now in order to get through to the Premier Series finals. She's still got a retry left if she needs it. Onto the sideways board. Needs to grab that next orange slice. It's a big distance, but is she going to be able to get it? She has a lot of momentum. Can our master get this?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think back in 2013, the sideways was just not even a blip in the radar, and she can't find the orange slice.
Having a bit of trouble here, unfortunately. Seems like she has to have a bit more momentum when not hanging on to anything, it looks like. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. How will she fare?
Yeah, I don't know. She almost just let go. I hope she can refine her release here. She is swinging kind of forward and back, and the front swing is taking her to the left. She drops. That's going to do it.
Unfortunately, that's going to be it for her. She's happy with it, though. Smiling all around, happy that she's beaten a couple of obstacles there. Very, very happy for her as well. That dismount was close. Glad she was able to get that, but it just seemed like the sideways moves just a bit too much, but still very, very good run.
Yeah, if there's anything to take away from that run, it was that dismount save. That was nutty.
3 more athletes in the female division now. Starting out with Caitlin Berentry. She's coming out of Frenchtown, New Jersey here today, age 19. Competed 3 times throughout the regular season for season 11, and here she goes, tackling Premier Series.
Yeah, super high grab on that rope enables her to easily get up and over the wall. Caitlin already on to the second obstacle. This one is kind of weird. You don't see tech like this too often, Billy.
Indeed so. You have to kind of have a rope it very much in your control when a lot of it isn't in your control, in a sense. You need to have the momentum to get it back. I think she needs to pull harder on the ring, and then she'll have a bit more momentum. She's relying a lot on her lower body at the minute.
Oh, and she's got it
Trying
off
to
the
reel it in.
hook.
I mean, she's tangled it around the vertical pole there. Not too sure how that's going to fare for her in the long run.
Oh,
Let's see
yeah.
how she can get this. I'm a fan of this, though. She's got it. It works for her. Very nice. Okay, let's move on. Number 3 here. Coming into the sideways, an orange slice. Going to be a difficult one. Just saw Sandy go down on this. Is Caitlin going to be able to move on?
Yeah, we've been seeing some thrifty maneuvers on behalf of Caitlin. She's been putting up a good fight. And to beat this obstacle, that will put her into the Premier Series finals. So Caitlin can rest easy, but still has a minute 40 to look at the rest of this course, just over half time remaining.
1 minute and 30 seconds. It's going to be a big one. Yesterday we saw a low-hanging ring off of the propeller bar. Now we need to go straight to the bar and then off to a slanted platform in the sky, basically pulling herself onto it, using that ring. Now we see the disc on the left side of the screen. She needs to get over to that and spin off onto the dismount platform. This is going to be tough for her. The first person taking this on in competition.
Oh, but I think...
Come on through here.
Ooh.
And she has made the turnaround. Very smooth.
Yeah, but look at this obstacle. This obstacle is downright sadistic. If you don't step in the middle, it'll spin out. Caitlin almost bites the ground.
She's fine.
But
Okay,
she's
there we
through.
go. That was weird. I thought she would have gone down on that, but it seems like she's okay, which is all that matters right here. Caitlin, no retries used yet. Time's ticking, though, and she's coming into the most time-consuming obstacle of the whole course. Coming into riding the bull here, trying to release the rings now. Now, good thing about amateurs is they have bigger wingspans than the kids. They were struggling a lot with this yesterday, but what the amateurs now have to do is go up to that sky hook, which Caitlin's able to do. Is she going to be able to get the backswing over to it now?
Yeah, it's tough getting the swing, especially from a standstill. Gotta be careful of the feet as well. But she makes it.
Yes.
Though 10 seconds, I think that's going to be the last point she gets in this run. Still, an excellent showing on behalf of Caitlin Barrenty.
Gonna go for one big jump there inside. That's going to be it for her run. Still very, very good there. Unlocking a few bits of beta for our athletes. They don't even need to make that big of a push when it comes over to riding the bull at the end there. Was able to pull on through on both the rope obstacle when she was having trouble on it and the orange slices coming through on the propeller bar as well. The new obstacle here, making a solid turnaround. You need to be on the disc for a long time, it looks like, if you're wanting to get a proper good go at it.
All right, 2 remain in the amateur female division. Daniela Blanchard is amongst them. Obviously a very experienced athlete who has competed on the show multiple times, trains alongside Jesse Graff, so it's not surprising to see her rope climb tech is under wraps, so to speak.
Right, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. A very experienced ninja, age 25, training out of Los Angeles Ninja Academy in California. Trying her best to get a nice, even, direct pull.
Looks like she's
off
got
of the
it.
rope here. It looks like she's eyeing it up, just needs a bit more momentum to get a solid dismount. She's got it. 18.5 seconds ahead of both Caitlin and Sandy to this point. Let's see how far she can get in the grand scheme of this course, though, and to see if that lead can extend.
Oh, yeah, very powerful swing, backswing, helping her out onto the propeller now. This is where Caitlin used up a lot of time, perhaps due to a little bit of the fear element, but Daniela has a lot more experience under the wing, and she is brave.
Yes, brilliant. Nearly a minute ahead of the rest of the field. Doesn't even need anything. And now a minute dead on coming into riding the bull now. Just over a minute and 40 seconds on the clock. And she's moving effortlessly through this, it looks like. Trying to get up onto that skyhook is going to be the next objective. Just needs to reach out. Easy stuff. Honestly, I think that might be easier overall because you have a solid dismount. The dismount yesterday is where a lot of the kids were facing difficulty, and now they have maybe an easier one, but it's still time-consuming nonetheless, and Daniela Blanchard has not let it phase her at all, and she's got 1 minute and 15 seconds coming into the final 4 obstacles.
Yeah, but it doesn't get any easier. You gotta make a sideways grab on this stronghold. She's done it, though.
Brilliant. Very small
Okay.
ledges. Coming along through, trying to get the dismount now. 1 minute left on the clock. 3 more obstacles. Gonna get some chalk for these very intense cliffs.
That said, though, these obstacles take a long time to get through. Daniela is looking cool, calm and collected, comfortable in her element here, able to surmount the book grab. Now a few more cliffs. This is going to be harder for our amateurs because they obviously have larger hands relative to our kids and preteens and such. But
Here we go. Is she fine? That seemed to be a slip out on the dismount platform. She was really losing her grip. Hopefully that lost grip doesn't come to battle her on these final 2 obstacles here. The precise cubes needs a massive link over to that cube, and it doesn't have the height necessary, sadly. 1 more retry. I don't think it's enough for a straight on buzzer, but 16 seconds, I think that should be enough time if she moves through this cube obstacle very quickly.
that's true, though this obstacle has taken out so many people on its own. She kicks the scaffolding a little bit, gets onto the final cube.
There we go. That's
there.
exactly what she needed to do. She's going to move straight on into the flying bar as well. The time's just going to expire as she's on the final move there. She would have had it too. Oh, man. If that retry on the penultimate obstacle wasn't there, then I think she would have had it in the bag.
What a strong statement, though, from Daniela Blanchard. Showed no signs of slowing down that whole run. I'm not sure how that run is going to be beat, but one competitor remains to do it. Still, though, Daniela put up an incredible fight, doing Los Angeles Ninja Academy proud.
Brilliant stuff there. High chance that that's going to be getting a first place in the Premier Series out here at Next Level. We have 1 more athlete, and it was our fastest and only clear on the placement course, Ripley Burgess, coming out of Colts Neck, New Jersey. She's getting ready to go. She knows what she has to do to get third, a Premier Series slot in general, but she's going to be after first place, trying to get a double whammy on both placement and challenge now.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen a couple of double whammies get hit this weekend. Would love to see it occur in the amateur division, but the course has only been getting harder as each division goes on.
Just taking a bit of time to get the course all set up and ready. A big deal out here for Ripley, our only clear on the placement course. She's already showed us what she's capable of, but now on a longer course out here where speed might be a bit less of a factor, but you still got to move very quickly in order to move on through here. Just making sure she's all ready to go. She's been competing in Ninja for nearly 7 years. She's grateful for all of her coaches and teammates. Her favorite part of Ninja is all the close friends that she's made. And outside, she takes parkour classes, which will help out here on some of the course, on some of the obstacles on this challenge course, and she competes in a high school track and field in pole vaulting. Okay, and she's also had an active member of her school's Naval Junior ROTC program, which is brilliant to see. Age 15, one of our younger athletes in the amateur division now. 19 competitions she's competed in over the course of the regular season. Let's see if she can fare well coming into these obstacles.
Yeah, so far, a good opening statement from Ripley, hooking the rope into its designated place, and now Ripley is out of there. Perfect.
Yes.
Pole as well.
We're seeing an even faster pace than before, which is brilliant. Nearly 10 seconds ahead of Daniela to this point. If it carries on, she could be in contention for a buzzer, which is ultimately what we want to see. And with that, she's already qualified for the Premier Series Finals, which is lovely. But now Ripley needs to come along through. 2 minutes and 15 seconds coming into the propeller bar.
Yep, the podium is decided, but the question is, what order will that podium be in? Will Ripley stand atop or take the bronze? Ripley eyeing up this balance obstacle, which she beats on her first go. It's surprising. Everyone's beat it so far.
I was gonna say, no one's had a problem with it at the moment. Hopefully that same confidence carries along into our male side afterwards. They're gonna be wanting to have a look at this run in particular. They saw her on the placement course and great things happen for a lot of our athletes. Let's have a look if Ripley can demonstrate what can happen on the challenge course if everything goes right. Having a lot of pressure on that hook in its little slot there on the wall. Brilliant stuff. Now she's still on the same pace basically as Daniela. Hopefully she's able to move on through at a solid pace throughout the final 4 obstacles. A lot can happen here. Still both of her retries in tow too.
Yeah, neck and neck as she approaches the cliffs into palm flip. Gotta catch it head on. Yes, the stronghold does not bog her down. The palm flip, the much easier grab, I would say. It's much more forgiving. Ripley catches it just the same.
Here we go. 50 seconds now as she chalks up, getting ready. Her time is slightly below Daniela to this point, but it's important to note Daniela wasn't able to clear due to the fact she took a retry on the precise cubes that is the obstacle after this in very intense cliff line. So let's see if Ripley is able to have the endurance necessary to pull on through each of these obstacles at a solid pace.
No!
Oh, just a bit of a slip there. That was unfortunate, but it's important to note that she's using a retry early on in the obstacle, but it's still not ideal. Let's see if she can get through these cliffs. Really challenging for our athletes.
All right, gotta spin it again, and the same thing happens
Ripley.
again.
Sadly, it looks like the bookend in that cliff was too much for her to bear this late in the course, but still, that was a great demonstration of speed and endurance. Very much a fan of the early, like the first half of that run as well, just taking no time in between obstacles to just set herself and get ready to move. Brilliant way to end out our amateur female division, and congrats to, it looks like, Daniela Blanchard taking the first place spot for the Premier Series. Absolutely lovely stuff there, and I cannot wait to see these guys at the finals. Unfortunately, Sandy wasn't able to get through to the finals, but due to her reaction, it seems like she was happy nonetheless with her run. Brilliant stuff from one of our oldest competitors in the field. But now we're taking the focused attention over to our 21 amateur males. We said earlier, Kane, that this is by far one of the biggest individual divisions that we've had in the Premier Series thus far, and basically anything can happen. We saw 9 clears,
Yes.
I think it was, on our placement course. Let's see if we can match an even amount there coming into challenge.
Yeah, that's true. We had a wide array of results, and I think we're going to be seeing some really strong competitors running early due to those silly mistakes that came in the placement course. So the real question is, are we going to be seeing any surprises here? Anyone who we may not have expected to clinch one of the qualifying slots? That's kind of what happened yesterday in the preteen division. The first runner of the preteen male division in the challenge course placed 4th and was able to move on. Could we see a similar gambit amongst our amateurs?
It's possible. Anything can happen when it comes down to a large field like this. We have lots of potential. Every single age category, from the young adult division, the adult division, the masters division, all coming together. A lot of experience, a lot of youth. It can clash very well. Who's going to take the first place spot, though? And ultimately, the one everyone's going to be fighting for, one of them top 4 spots for the Premier Series finals. It's going to be interesting to see who can get it.
Yeah, that's true. It's anyone's game, truly, because I feel like the competition's so tight-knit from competitor to competitor. Obviously, the times on the placement course kind of resulted in a lot of close times, I believe only separated by a second or two on the leaderboard, or even milliseconds. That's how tight it was. Truly an exciting placement course. But now it's going to be a test of endurance. And I know there are competitors capable, but it's also going to be more of a time crunch as well here, because Daniela Blanchard was moving pretty fast, but a simple retry, that was all it took for her to run out of time. So could similar logic be applied to this challenge course?
Very possible. I'm very excited to see how things are going to go. For our male athletes, it seems like all of them are taking a look at how things are going to go. There might be an updated place within our course. It seems like our team are just getting a couple more things ready to go. Nice pirouette there from one of our next level ninjas. I can't wait to see what's going to happen personally. It's impossible to tell who's going to get it because we had some accidental early fails in the course as well, from the placement course that is. So many things could happen.
Yeah, and we are seeing a couple of competitors on the floor, actually around where the placement course was, if you would remember. But yeah, Jordan Baker will be our first competitor. Hopefully he can put on a show here. A lot of competitors, more than I thought would have, failed on the trapezoid unhook. So again, it's just a reminder of the makeup work that is in store, but I think our competitors are up for the task. I mean, that's what the challenge course is for, in a sense.
Right. 21 athletes. Very, very exciting to see how things are going to go. It seems like it's going to be big. Jordan Baker being our first competitor coming out of Flemington, New Jersey. One of our masters, unfortunately, had the bottom result on the placement course, going out early on the second obstacle due to I think it was an early ejection or a foot tap?
Yeah.
It was a foot tap, yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen out here this time around. A lot of opportunities for retries as well if needed, but hopefully we're going to see Jordan Baker pull through this course in expert fashion.
Yeah, in fact, I think I saw him on the start line. I think we're just setting things up for our amateurs here before we get this show on the road, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a myriad of things at play. Obviously, the obstacles are downright sadistic for our competitors. You know, the rings, the book grab, the stronghold, the cubes, the final obstacle, and also the clock. I think the clock is such a factor, it may as well be an extra obstacle.
Basically, yeah, 3 minutes 15 is a very tight time limit for a course like this. Many opportunities for time waste as well. It's a very tight time limit. We didn't see many people besides Owen Ulzheimer in a couple of divisions yesterday clear with very fast times. A lot of people were utilizing every second of the course. I honestly don't blame them. Right now on the floor, they're explaining some touch points for debating on what you can and can't hold on to once you're able to be on the course. So I think that alone might be a bit of a difference when it comes down to our athletes here. Jordan Baker taking grasp of the rope. It is now time for our amateur males to commence out here at next level. 3 minutes now, so even further a time limit cut.
It was 3 minutes for the female as well.
Was it?
Should have said.
Pardon me then. Pardon me.
But regardless, Jordan off to the races, takes hold of that rope and finds the ring. Now he's getting all crisscrossed. The slack lines not really doing him a ton of favors, but Jordan should still be able to escape the second obstacle. Oh no, it got unhooked. Now he's in trouble.
Here we go. He needs to try.
He got it back on.
He's in a solid spot. Just needs to have that momentum. Needs to face forward now. Turn it. And there we go. Easy stuff there from Jordan. Just needed a bit extra time to turn him around. Here we go.
Yeah, maybe he was just taking the scenic route, but Jordan, the scenic route will also take him through the orange slice here. Oh no, tried to match there on the bar. We've seen a myriad of techniques, either the bar or both the bar and the cliff. The cliff's pretty forgiving, so I don't know.
Jordan, 1 minute and 50 seconds, has to take care of this sideways board and immediately he needs a bit more swing, it looks like, to get onto this orange slice. Time's ticking down. Has he got it? Yes, he gets it this time. Just needs to get the dismount now, evens himself out, utilizing both sides. Is he going to be able to grasp down? Yes, he is. 1 minute and 30 seconds now as he moves on into the propeller bar.
Yes, still with a retry in tow. Now grabbing onto this, it's kind of like a sloper because the blade is tipped a little bit forward. It's going to be a tough grab, but not one Jordan can't handle. Here we go. He's now on the tack board, using the ring to steady his balance. Going to chalk up. Interesting. Mid-obstacle, too. Interesting maneuvers, but Jordan, let's see if that will help him here on the spin board. You see, you got to do a 90-degree turn to make it to the platform. Maybe it would help if he could even out and hold it in the middle instead of getting into this downward spiral. He's done that.
That would be the ideal circumstance. He just needs to turn himself around, get off of that platform. Yes, okay, here he goes now. It's difficult now because he's got just over 30 seconds coming into our steps here. These have a lot of control. These discs do spin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just slips out. Turns out there that you really have to be very careful. Seems like a nightmare for your ankles if you put your foot in the wrong place. Needs to be careful of that. Jordan, he's going to step into his second try here. 1, 2, 3. He's got it. Nice. Only a few seconds left, though. How far can he get coming into riding the bull?
Yeah, and it looks like our male competitors only have one ring to contend with. And this is a long obstacle, so I don't know if Jordan really has the time. A foot tap and no more retries. That's going to do it.
Down. Jordan out, down and out there. Still a very good way to start things out. Wasn't the fastest run, but he just cared about clearing the obstacles, which is ultimately what he did up until his time expired. Basically a great run, had a lot of perseverance, interesting strategies, chalking up in the middle of the obstacle. I'm a fan of it. Had some great redemption moving into those steps, but it just seemed like a foot tap. He had a solid pattern moving into the rings there, but it just seemed like that foot tap was enough to count him out. 20 more athletes to go, though. A lot can happen. Matthew Soukalis. Yeah, Soukalis out here wearing the Stormtrooper sock. Love it. I wonder if the other black one's a Darth Vader sock. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Didn't really get a good look at it, but Matthew off to the races. He was another one of our competitors who wasn't able to beat the second obstacle. I think it might have been the flywheel in his case.
Matthew here, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Trying to get his foot on top here. Matthew having a bit of trouble here. Needs to be careful. He's a bit shaky here. Needs to get onto that bar. He was losing a bit of balance, but he still made his way onto it. Hopefully that doesn't eliminate too much of his time, though. He's already utilized about 40 seconds now. How far can he get into these ropes and rings?
Yeah, he's grabbing super low here and takes a retry. Yeah, when you're going for the ring, you have to be a little higher on the rope, especially given Matthew's height here. I think a better grab could really do wonders for him here.
2 minutes, 5 seconds. Gets a higher grab on the rope this time, which is nice, but unfortunately, just his grip strength runs out. Matthew, unfortunately, gonna go down. Not ideal for him. You could see our 39-year-old just having a bit too much trouble with grabbing onto that rope there. It is a difficult one, to be fair, especially when you haven't got that much momentum going off of the bar, moving into that rope slider. So good job to him. As we now move on to another one of our Masters representatives within the amateur division, we've got Brian Comerford.
Yeah, Brian also, I believe, was a victim of the second obstacle, that trapezoid. Really didn't do some of our competitors too well, but Brian does have a chance to try a couple more obstacles here on this challenge course. Luckily, there's a little thin foothold on the bottom of that wall, so no worries. Up and over, and Brian moving nicely onto the second obstacle.
Brian, you can see here trying to gather some momentum so he can move on to that rope with a little bit of swing. It wouldn't be ideal if he just grabbed onto it without any swing. He's got a bit. He's moving on to it. Oh, but he missed the grab on the ring. Gonna have to utilize his first of 2 retries here. Gonna get all straightened out, getting ready to go here. Brian, making sure he's got everything sorted for him.
Yeah, that's true. At the very least, he does get a little bit of time to rest because while it's being reset, the clock is frozen. So he does have that on his side, but the ring grab beckons. Come on, lead with... Oh, he led with the top hand, which made it a harder grab. But Brian, at the very least, does find the ring. And now it's time for a dismount.
Here we go, just over 2 minutes now. Is he going to be able to get the swing down? Just comes up short there. Just seemed like he used up a bit too much strength on the rope, sadly. That's going to do him in. This rope obstacle really not being kind suited to our male athletes here. Seems like a silent killer in a sense, but let's see if Robert Kin is able to move on through here. Funny NinjaWorks as well. We've got height of 13'10" and wingspan of 14'2". I think that would be more than enough to get him through here, but on an obstacle like the riding the bull, that might be a bit of a hindrance due to the low foot tap potential. But regardless, Robert, here he goes, starting Ninja in 2022. He loves all things Ninja and is an A&W super fan. When he's not doing Ninja at the gym or in his backyard rake, he's thinking of new obstacles. He loves playing guitar, piano, or basketball. Let's see if he can strike a chord here on this rope. Not a lot of people have done that so far in the male division. Can Robert break the streak?
Yeah, that's true. Robert, I believe, failed on the second obstacle due to a premature ejection with the trapezoid and then went on to finish the course. So if that's anything to go off of, I think Robert is showing us what we didn't see in the placement course. Yeah, 48 seconds ahead of Jordan.
Here he goes, Robert. Very, very fast up to this point. This could be a run to watch early on. He was one of the athletes that had an unfortunate slip on the placement course, which ultimately has landed him in an early position right here. Oh, but he's missed his footing on the spinning steps. Is he going to be able to redeem himself now?
Yeah, the second disc, that was what rejected him. He stepped a little to the side and he does it again.
No way!
And that's gonna that's
Robert.
it for Robert.
That's unfortunate there. He was moving so fast up to that point, but the balance obstacles really aren't kind in this next level competition.
Yeah.
See, he was moving so fast, had a massive lead on the rest of the field, but it just seemed like these steps too much for him. Let's have a look at his footing. Yeah, on the second step, he just landed a bit too high up on the disc, which ultimately sealed his fate there. This is a very tough course, Kane, that our amateur males are having to take on. I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, we're seeing the full extent of what our three course designers have set out. Terrence Murphy up next, our oldest amateur male in the gym today. He almost kicked that wall down. Ooh, okay.
Here we go, trying to move on up. Bit of trouble here, leaning back a bit too far. 2 minutes and 40 seconds as he swings on down.
Yeah.
Now, it seems like particularly our competitors who would be in the Masters division are having a bit of trouble on the rope now. Let's see if he can try and hack it. His hands are a bit crossed over. Yeah, there we go. He's turned himself around. Seems like he's got a solid grasp on that rope. Is he going to be able to move on through now?
Yeah, the thing is that the ring is a little offset from the rope, so he's not going to have a swing head on unless he matches the way he has. Now, due to the grip test here,
Is he fine? Yes, he barely passed the frontward plane, and it seems like he's going to move on through. Terrence Murphy going to take a bit of time to seize up the sideways grab into the orange. Needs to get a lot of momentum to go sideways here. Looks like he has it. Will he get the directional pull? Sadly not.
Yeah, I'm noticing he's locking off a lot on these more grip-intensive grabs. Sometimes if you, don't trust your grip abilities, locking off will give you the leverage that you need, but Terrence has got to try it again. Oh, no, and he can't get it. The same jump does him in once more. Terrence undone on the third obstacle. Look how close that was. I wasn't sure if he had crossed the front plane, but the ref called it. So he was able to move on and try the third obstacle, which ultimately proved to be his undoing.
It's a very, very tough one out here today. the early obstacles of this course really starting to show their teeth. Yesterday in the youth divisions, it was the later obstacles that ultimately were really taking a toll on our athletes' results. But let's see if Jordan Falkenberg is able to pull on through here. Age 28, coming out of Hendersonville, Tennessee out here. Let's see how he's going to fare. Not many people have gotten too far into this course yet. Hopefully Jordan can break that streak.
Yeah, our only competitor in the amateur division that's coming out of Tennessee. Interesting to witness. Maybe we'll see him at the Carolina Ninjas competition. But for now, it's time to see him right here at Next Level Ninjas and witness his talents.
Taking grasp of the rope with 3 minutes on the time. Massive pushback on that first platform. That must have hurt, and going straight on into that wooden wall. But you can see he's moving extremely fast here, trying to keep up with some of the fastest times. I'm liking this. He's trying to skip as many backswings as possible, but trying to get his direction sorted. Now he's in a bit of a straighter motion.
Oh no, he got unhooked, but he saves it. Okay,
nice.
Jordan.
I'm a fan of that save. Very good. With that, he's the fastest person up to this point as well. Wants to keep that pace going forward. Nice Lachey going onto both of the sides there. Lacheying on down 2 minutes and 22 seconds as he comes into the brand new propeller bar.
Yeah, how confusing is that? Jordan 3 seconds ahead of Jordan. We're gonna see if Jordan can pull ahead here on the balance, for that matter. He does.
Oh no! Just on the final spinner there, just spun out from underneath him. We saw Robert sadly go down on this obstacle at a very fast pace, similar to Jordan, but he's a tiny bit faster. Is he going to be able to move on through? Nice two-footed approach, ultimately stopping the spin of that button there. So let's see if Jordan is able to pull on through. He's got a massive lead, 101 seconds ahead of Jordan Baker, moving very aggressively, but he needs to be a bit calmer moving into this obstacle, which he's getting the hang of right now. 100 seconds left for the course, though. Let's see how that fares for him. He's trying his best, utilizing only one ring.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this move that he's going to have to make a huge upward transfer. How's he going to manage? He does.
Yes!
Just
Come
like that.
on, Jordan. Not a problem. So much control, and he's able to move his body in such a quick motion as well, which is brilliant to see. Jordan having a bit of trouble. He's in a bit of a sideways momentum shift out here. He's using the wall. Oh, no! Are you kidding me? No, man. Are you having to do all of that again. He's trying to get back there as soon as possible, but that is the probably worst case scenario, honestly, on that obstacle. Getting all the way to the end, spending a long time on it, and having to retry it. All that strength gone as well. So Jordan's really going to have to put on the afterburners.
Oh, man, that hurt. That stung, but he does make the move again for what it's worth. But this time, he's going to have to be a little bit more careful with the swing unless he wants that to fall out. He's through it, though. That's big.
Jordan now has 40 seconds left. It would have been about 30 more if he was able to get past the riding the bull obstacle. Just over 30 now as he tries to gear himself up for a massive Lachey going into that T ledge right there. Needs to get one hand on either side of that cliff, which he misses, and that's him finished.
You know he could have used that retry from riding the bull, but no matter. That was a super crazy action-packed run. That second obstacle, wasn't sure if he kept the rope on the rails. Obviously was super quick, used both his retries on successive obstacles. Oh man, that one stung on the dismount where it came off the ring, but he did beat it on a second go, which is what matters. But without any retries, it left him with no room for error on the stronghold. But still, a first place run. We'll see how that holds up.
He's got a 15-foot 3 wingspan, our next competitor, Marek Gaber, born in Czechoslovakia out here. He's a ballroom dance studio owner, and he's a professional ballroom dancer himself and teacher, and he plays disc golf when he's not doing ninja. So let's see if he can put together an incredible performance on this course.
Yeah, he's
trying to move on through here, pulling back with momentum. Very high grab on the rope. This is nice.
He's got a quick start going on his run so far. Actually, I think he's grabbing a little too high on the rope, which is weird because you don't really usually have that problem, but it doesn't give you a lot of maneuverability in any case. But still, oh, okay, he's getting a little twisted up. There we go. Okay, scared me for a moment.
Very, very good now. 2 minutes and 15 seconds as he chalks up, approaching the sideways hold here. Has a lot of momentum just from that jump. Our 48-year-old Marek coming in, loving this right now. He's a bit stuck on the swing. He's redirecting himself, trying to move on through. 2 minutes left. He's a massive lâché going down. Nice. Okay, 1 minute, 55 seconds as he comes on into the propeller bars. He's trying his best here. Started Ninja last year, coming out of Belmead, New Jersey, age 48. One of the older competitors in the amateur division, coming out of Masters, making the turnaround, using the pole to his advantage here. Going to grab the ring and hopefully have enough momentum going on out of this disc. Will he get it? Not right away. Needs to do a bit more work to even himself out.
Yeah, I think the play here is to put your hands towards the center, and he's got the disc under control. He's tamed it. Okay, but no one's beat this obstacle in their first go. Can he be the first? Oh no, the first one from his first step, it kind of deposed him to the mats below, but does have a retry in tow.
1, 2, 3. He's got it. Nice. Using that retry to the most of his advantages there. Marek now, he's got a minute left coming in to ride the bull. Not going to be enough time to clear the entirety of the course as he's still on the back half starting it now. How's he going to fare coming in to ride the bull? He's trying to get a solid rhythm sorted, which he's got going currently, which is nice.
Okay. Yeah, really clanging that ring into its proper place. Now, what about this big upward move? Was worried about this one, Billy. Can he do it as well? We saw Jordan make it.
Trying his best to... But no! Just ejects it, and he wasn't able to get enough height moving up it. So now, at the very end, he's going to have to utilize his retry. With 28 seconds left, he might have enough time to get through the obstacle at least, but it is a very, very time-consuming one. He's just going to have to motor through it, and he rushes it, sadly, and that's Marek down.
But still, that is not to detract from the run that came before that. Was super solid, especially for being 48 years old and not doing Ninja for that long, and he's already performing very well in the Premier Series stage. But still, that obstacle is alien not only to him, but to everyone else competing. So, tough point in the course.
We're dwindling now in terms of our male amateurs. We're lowering the amount of people left every run. We're now at 14 left, with our next competitor being Mikey Boyd, out here coming out of Suffern, New York, age 30. We're going to see if he can break the mold out here. There's a curse going on in the middle of our course that a lot of our athletes are not able to grasp the hold of at the minute. Let's see if Mikey can break it. He's been coaching on the sidelines, it looks like. I've been recognizing the very vibrant shirt. Let's see how he can fare coming into this course.
Yeah, that's true. The tie-dye ninja, as some would say, but Mikey, I don't know. I believe placed in sort of the middle of the pack was one of the farther non-finishers, for lack of a better word. But Mikey, I guess we're going to see how this unfolds. Yeah, very, very colorful wardrobe here.
Right then, here we go. Mikey Boyd, age 30. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Grabs the ring in an aggressive manner. Needs to hook the rope around the back of that pipe. Trying to gauge his momentum in a smooth and calm manner. That's a good way to go about it.
No!
Oh, but sadly just peels back on that dismount. So now he's going to have to take that one again. He was moving very smoothly. Just needs to make it now.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened there. Maybe it was just he released a little late, which cut some of his forward velocity. Hopefully Mikey can make the dismount, maybe not cut it so close. Oh, but it's the ring
on his first attempt. And now he's going to be back at the beginning of the track. It's going to be hard to gear up a bit more momentum, but here he is. The good part about not gearing up a lot of momentum at the start is that you won't have enough like crazy momentum going in and out of all of the moves. But here goes Mikey, and he avenges himself. He's taken a lot of time, though, a minute on just the first 2 obstacles. If he wants to get through the vast majority of the rest of this course, he's really going to have to motor onward.
Oh no, and we saw it there. He wanted to take one backswing, but he went in so hot that it ripped his right hand off the bar. Let's try it again. Mikey going to take an extra swing, hopefully be much more composed here.
He's got a lot of swing here. Hopefully it's not too much and buckets him off. He then, he's able to get it. Lovely stuff, Mikey Boyd. Needs to just get to that dismount platform, which he's got, but he's now at the obstacle 4 with no retries left. So hopefully he's able to move on through this obstacle at a solid pace.
Okay.
The Calabars aren't going to be nice to the rest of our competitors. Let's see if Mikey is able to get there. He's gotten onto it. Not a lot of momentum, so he needs to pull himself in with a bit more strength. 1.25 minutes left. He's shaking out. Might be a bit tired. Let's see how Mikey can fare.
Yeah, I mean, he's had to do the past 2 obstacles in 2 attempts. Mikey now spinning around the fulcrum, and now his momentum is misplaced. He can't drop now. He resets his hands, but still in that spiral motion. Mikey's able to save it, though. With 1 try on this obstacle, though, that's going to be tough.
40 seconds, 1, 2, 3. He's able to get past that first time around, and his only time around allowed. But now 35 seconds. We've seen people fall at the beginning and end of riding the bull. It's going to be a very tough one to see what Mikey Boyd is going to be able to do here.
Oh,
Had the
no!
first one. Oh, that
loses
must
the
have hurt.
feet.
Yeah, so it seemed like he got caught, but his feet were off of the wall on there. And so his momentum bucketed him forward. The ring got ejected and slammed his legs into that wall. One of the more painful runs out there, seeing a lot of different techniques be used, and both of the retries used relatively early, but still great stuff out of our boy Mikey. Just wasn't able to hack the riding the bull there, sadly, slamming into that wall to end out the run.
Still, though, very admirable. We still haven't seen anyone get through the cliff to palm flip, which is kind of crazy, but we still have 13, lucky number 13 competitors left.
Here we go, looking at our run order. 13 left, as you say. Jade and Jesse next up, coming out of Middletown, New York. 9 competitions he's competed in throughout the entirety of season. 11, age 16. He's going to be getting ready to go. It's a very, very tough challenge course. Not many have been able to get far. So as we're getting lower and lower into our run order, then I think we're starting to expect a couple more big things, especially from our youth athletes who might have gotten very high positions at Worlds in the young adult and adult competitions.
That's true. Jaden, again, was one of the furthest, fastest non-finishers. I believe he failed on the skateboard, I want to say.
Here goes Jade and Jesse. Trying to get a solid enough momentum shift. He's grimacing a tiny bit, so it looks like he's having to use a lot of core strength on that swing, but he does it in 1. Brilliantly, 2 minutes and 25 seconds now, as he's able to come along through here. Moving on to the orange slice with a lot of momentum there, trying to force himself down to get a solid grab.
Yes, and a backswing as well. I like how he kind of changed up his hand placement and reset his momentum. Jaden quickly through the 3rd obstacle. Now faces the propeller here. Got to channel some of that Wright Brothers energy, fly through the air, and get onto the tack board. Jaden, nicely done, resetting himself around the ring, and he can't find the dismount platform on his first swing, but that's okay. Can turn it around, especially with that easier grab.
There we go. Lovely stuff there from Jaden. No retries used yet, which is brilliant to see. Just taking a bit of time to go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no! Just had a bit of a stumble there on the final spinner there. So hopefully that hasn't damaged anything on his feet. He's trying to get pointers as to where to put his feet on each of the spinners. The middle is where you're going to want to be with your feet facing forward, and he went too high on the first step, and that's sadly going to be it for his run. You can see he's a bit frustrated with that. Honestly, rightfully so. It looked like he had so much more to give.
Yeah, honestly, balance. When you fall on balance, it's a matter of technique more than anything. It's never really a strength issue. So if it's like a mental mistake like that, it can be a little frustrating, but still, he was moving quickly through the course up to that point for what it's worth. And the balance proving to be an issue for so many of our competitors. Very few have gotten through on their first go, but 12 left. Matthew Cancrow.
Here he goes, coming out of Norwood, New Jersey. Takes grab of the rope. 18 competitions he's competed in. A lot of experience every year for Matthew. Getting ready to go at age 31. Takes a large swing over. Very solid and soft. Landing onto that wall, goes immediately into these bars, trying to save as much time as possible. He knows, and he's seen from these past couple of runs, that it's really a matter of time and a matter of how fast you can do the individual obstacles, because inside the obstacles are a very time-consuming amount of moves.
That's true, but Matthew, very clean through the second obstacle. Took a little bit of wiggle room, but Matthew, oh, an immediate pop over to the orange slice. Misplaces his momentum, but using the hips to redirect. And now Matthew, no signs of slowing down. Quick transition to the propeller here. Yes, we were just talking about this, Billy, that our competitors need to go fast up to the hard parts in hopes of notching themselves higher and higher on the leaderboard. Matthew is no,
just a stumble. He made it on each of those steps, but sadly just a small foot step right before the platform. So Matthew is going to have to take his retry out here on the steps.
All right, this is a dangerous position to be in, as we saw with our last competitor.
No! Had a large spin out on that second step.
Too far from the center. Yeah, we've seen with those spinners time and time again that the further you are from the center, the more volatile it can really be. But, geez, he was super strong looking, at least through those first 4 obstacles. He wanted to go quick. He had a game plan mapped out, but this balance obstacle pulls no punches and doesn't care who you are or how experienced you are. Ooh, but still a good showing there. We're straight into Alex Smith's run. Has played flag football for 7 years. That kind of extracurricular activity can be very helpful for Ninja as well. The athletic talent coming in handy. He's already through.
Alex Smith now is going to try his best to pull on through. 4.4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field now. We're getting dangerously close to the people who cleared the placement course earlier on in this stream. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. He's going to take a large swing up to this propeller bar. Keep that momentum rolling as he is taking the spin around to it. 2 minutes and a quarter as he takes the spin around over, but now with some more spinners on his feet now. This is where a lot of people have used up their retries, but not for Alex Smith at the fastest time up to this point. If he clears riding the bull relatively quickly, then big things might be on the horizon.
Yeah, and Jordan, you know, given the circumstances, he didn't beat it on his first go. So if Alex can pull something out here, he's going to be in a very, very good position. But this move is so unbelievably hard. Comes up just under the hook. He's got to go again now.
One more attempt here on this obstacle. A very big time waster. Alex is really going to have to focus and make sure his body orientation is correct. Not too much weight on the downward sides, so he accidentally ejects it. Alex Smith needs to try 1 minute 25 seconds. Needs to get a massive pull up, and he just misses the jump up, and sadly that's still only one person who's cleared the obstacle. This is an intense one.
Alex, he tried to pull in to kind of nick the ring out and then go up, but it just wasn't up enough. This obstacle just asks so much of our athletes, but still, Alex getting through the balance obstacle clean. Also that dismount, wow. Yeah, we haven't seen too many people do that. He was so close on the second attempt as well. Just couldn't get it inward onto the hook. But now we are onto our furthest, fastest non-finisher, and his name is Bryce Johnson.
Forge. He loves tech obstacles and trains with his friends a lot. He loves the training of Ninja. It's his favorite part out here. When he's not doing Ninja or hanging out, when he's not doing Ninja, he hangs out with his friends or playing video games. He is a part of the Business Academy and Science Olympiad at his school and works as a birthday party lead, teacher's aide, and camp counselor. So he's got a lot of morale behind him. Let's see if that can boost him on this challenge course where he needs a lot of moral support and belief. But sadly, the slip up on the first step is going to count him out there. So Bryce going to have to use his first retry here. This is a killer pace as well. Hopefully it doesn't get shot down too much.
Yeah, Bryce gotta dial it in. Belief will only get you so far on these wretched spinners. Bryce, yes, okay, great to see.
Come on.
All right, Bryce, cutting it a little close on those spinners, but doesn't have to worry about balance for the rest of this course. But this has been a killer. The ring cuts it close to the floor. Try not to lose the feet again, Bryce. Two more. That was so close. That left foot is, it's just barely staying clear of the ground. He makes it though.
Yes, okay, this is good. We're getting there. We're very close to seeing greatness. Ensu gets the dismount 50 seconds ahead of Jordan to this point. This is the second time we've seen the cliffs and palm flips on show here for our amateur male divisions. Let's see how far he can follow through here. He's got the grab. This is good.
Oh, and the palm flip. Look at that.
What?
No.
Yes!
Oh, he crossed the front plane.
Okay,
he touched it with his foot and it was just barely enough.
That is expert technique there from Bryce. This is a very, very good pace. This is further than anyone else has gone so far in the amateur male competition. No need for the vertical limit to start things out. Here he goes, just under a minute as he skips through onto that second cliff. Moving back, making the turnaround move. Our Gravity Forge rep coming along through 50 seconds to move into the final lane. This is huge.
Oh, 45 seconds. Oh, no way. No way you have to do that.
Oh,
you have to unhook the block, but in an effort to try to beta break, he just couldn't span it, and now he has to reset the block. Is he going to try that beta break again, or is he going to go for the hop, thread the needle here?
Here he goes again.
Looks like he's attempting the beta break.
You basically have to thread it, which he does. It's going to be hard, though, to move on. He's got the momentum carrying him sideways. Absolutely sends this obstacle, the final one here on Flying Bar. I think he's got it. Here he goes. Pulls on up. Gets the grab. Come on, Bryce Johnson. Our first clear of the day. Come on.
Oh, that was so clutch. Oh, he linked out of that while you were waffling on about the bio. Then the propellers just ultra clean. He did take a retry on the balance, but he was able to beat Ride the Bull, which anyone has seldom been able to do all day. Only one before him. Let's take a look at that palm flip again. Yeah, the palm flip is set up like the actual obstacle where you have to do the palm flip move, but Bryce said forget that.
Right,
Nix the platform and skip the move.
What an extremely difficult run that was, but he was able to pull through. That is huge, though. We've had an opportunity to see all of the obstacles be successfully completed by the end of the run here, and we still have a lot of competitors to go. 9 now, including our first clear of the placement course, Reed Hargis, coming out of Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, competed 4 times throughout the season at age 15, one of the younger competitors in the amateur division. This is going to be a very, very fun one to watch. We know it can be done now.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Bryce has shown that it's possible for our amateur competitors to pull through under the time pressure and all. But it's going to be a long and hard-fought battle to get there. Honestly, I think Bryce is going to be very, very secure on the leaderboard unless something unforeseen happens. He's really put up a great performance, but Reed, it's his time to shine now.
Indeed, it is. Here we go. We know what's expected. Those cube jumps as well. I can only imagine how difficult they're going to get for our later divisions as well, but I don't want to think about that at the minute. We're currently just setting up a couple of technical stuff, making sure we're all ready to go so you guys can see the lovely competition that we're putting on. I never ask of this, but if you want to subscribe to the WNL YouTube channel as well, that'd be kind of cool as well. No one asks for subscribers anymore on these Ninja Leagues. If you want to keep in touch, we have a lot of different competitions coming up when it comes over to our Premier Series. We have a lot more still to come. We're going over to Texas next weekend on the 15th for Austin Ninjas, but we're rounding it back over to Next Level Ninja in New Jersey for Reed Hargis, coming out of Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, straight away up and onto the top of that wall.
Yeah, super high grab, swinging on like Tarzan. Speaking of Tarzan, that's how you're going to have to navigate this rope. Well, I guess Tarzan messes with vines, but, well, you know.
Moving
Same
ahead
principle.
here. Moving back. He's got it. Lovely stuff. Reed, 2 minutes and 30 seconds as he's pulling along through and back here.
Ooh.
Gets a solid two-sided approach onto that orange slice. Loving this right now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds as he's going to make the dismount here. Lovely stuff. We know it can be done. Bryce Johnson got the clear just one run ago. Reed wanting to keep on that momentum that we see.
Yeah, that's true. Bryce pushing the pace has really inspired some confidence in our remainder of the field. Reed straight into the balance and beats it on his first go. That's big. We haven't seen too many people get to this obstacle with no retries spent. But Reed wants to keep on, carry on, get a clean run through. Oh, that was close. Slammed into that. But now the big upward dyno. He bangs the ring into the side of the hook. And now goes his first retry.
Right, here we go. 1 minute and 35 seconds. He's going very high within the poles there, trying to ensure that he's got a lot of security within each move. Here he goes. Needs to move up to the top, which he hooks it in. There we go, Reed Hargis. This is good. Just needs to get the dismount, which he has got. Fastest non-finisher now. Wants to try and keep on that late course momentum to see more obstacles.
All right, Reed. The palm flip beckons. Is he going to go for the beta break? Well, it doesn't matter if you can't catch the stronghold. He's got to go again. And that cost him his final retry. Okay.
1 minute left. This is huge. He tried to go for that little T-ledge, but he wasn't able to get it. Can he get it second time around? He nearly had it, but the peel out on the fingertips is ultimately going to do him in. Sad times for our boy Reed out here. Super, super tough obstacles there. I'm seeing it's such a difficult set of obstacles. The first 7, very, very difficult to properly do in a streak. All 10 of them at once. Calm yourself.
Yeah, the course designers have really laid out a tough challenge in this aptly named challenge course for our athletes. Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of competitors trickle through, but hey, at least he was able to beat Riding the Bull. Not a lot of people can say that so far. Colton Brown, though, another Gravity Forge athlete.
5'8" wingspan of 5'11". That can definitely come in handy on some of the later obstacles as well, where you need to reach out on a bunch of things. Coming along, he started Ninja in 2021, coming out of Pennsylvania. He has been training and competing at the Gravity Forge, as you say, since 2021. He loves cliffs, VLs, and burnout style courses. This will be good for a challenge course like this. A lot of speed, not really needed too much. You just need to move through the obstacles at an efficient pace, and hopefully you'll be able to fully conquer it like we've seen before.
Yeah, actually, Bryce is another Gravity Forge athlete. So can success run in fellow gym goers? I guess we're going to find out. But yeah, Gravity Forge, I want to say, has a lot of athletes that are well versed in the burnout discipline. Obviously, that is the gym of Jackson Erdos, who is an absolute maniac. He's not even just a burnout specialist. He's just good at everything. But still.
Let's have a look at what other competitions we're going to be having later on today, because the amateur division is not the only comp that we're going to be having. We have 2 more divisions coming on along after this. We have got not only a bunch of gyms later on in the season, but we have our teens and our elites. The teens will be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time and the elites at 5. I'm very, very excited to see how it's all going to pan out. I'm hyped. We have a lot of big names coming along through. In terms of the teen athletes, we have got 17 of them. And in the elite division, we have 16 of them, it looks like. So we have a lot more competitors still to go. Amateurs are going to be brill. So here we go.
All right, yeah, just some rig fixing doings, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, we're just fixing some things before we have our next athlete here. Our upcoming finishers. Obviously, Colton was one of them. One of the quote-unquote slower finishers, if you could call it that. But, I mean, frankly, anyone who finished the placement course was going pretty fast. Because with a 50-second time limit, if you don't do that, you're not clearing in time. So,
right.
I don't know.
It's a harsh one, this course. Only seeing 1 clear. We're getting very close, though. All of the remaining athletes cleared the placement course, and we're getting through each of them faster and faster with each going run. Colton Brown is going to be next up, coming along here. 5'8", 5'11" wingspan. Coming out of Pennsylvania, of course. He's a triplet who enjoys playing video games with his bros. And when he isn't in the Ninja Gym, he can be found at the track or cross-country course, where he is a top competitor in middle and long distance running out there. So he's got a lot of lower body endurance. That can definitely help him coming along. And with him being an amazing ninja in the Premier Series now, I'm sure the upper body endurance will be in play too. So an all-arounder is very, very good here. Let's see how Colton does.
Yeah, I mean, his bio was touching upon Cliff's, VLs, and burnout style courses. So burnout in the arms, burnout in the legs. What can Colton do for hours at a time? That is the question that we are going to be answering right now.
Colton is off, 3 minutes on the clock, straight on, moving into the wall. Doesn't even need to use his hands on the wall, barely. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds now as he tries to pull back on the rope with a lot of force there. These kids spend a lot of time in their gyms, so they know what it's like to be up on obstacles. In concession, they train a lot of course runs at Gravity. I know that too. So we have a 2.5 minutes now as we move on to the orange slices. Trying to move on through here at a very solid pace, which he's doing currently. Colton, 4th obstacle, still a very, very solid amount of time left on the clock as he moves into propellers.
Catches it a little slow with the momentum, but rounds the bend. Speaking of rounding the bend, what he's going to have to do with the disc, comes in trying to go from kind of an outward angle to move with the flow of the disc. Speaking of flows of the disc, yes, on his first draw. That's what I wanted to see.
I'm absolutely loving this pace right now. One of the faster ones we've seen. Just needs to be very efficient and careful.
Oh, no. We were talking about carefulness. We were talking about carefulness there. Was a little too hasty, and his feet tapped on the ground.
Coming along through now, we have got 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go.
Ooh, no!
Oh, but he just misses it! Oh, Colton Brown devastated there. I can see he's not a fan of how that one went. Oh, man. You could see he was trying to move at an efficient pace as well. Very promising pace moving into things. But just a very slow and treacherous obstacle. If you lose a tiny bit of concentration on riding the bull, you are toast.
He was looking super clean as well. He was pulling in super hard like a salmon ladder move to try to use the weightlessness to rehook the ring where needed. But regardless, we are on to Jack Chase, who I believe finished in about 41 seconds, I want to say.
Basically, yeah, we're getting to the meat and bones of our amateur male division right now. Jack Chase, we saw come along through, coming out of Haddon in New Jersey. 14 competitions he's done this season alone. Jack now making a very, very good time. 2.5 minutes left. Nearly tying the fastest pace. Coming along on the propeller bar.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to give yourself as much distance on the leaderboard, you kind of have to go at the pace that Bryce was pushing. However, he's getting a little tied up, spinning about. But good thing is you can use the hands on the sides to try to save it. Jack was super far back, but gets a thumbs up from Charlie Ball. He's moving on.
Just under 2 minutes now as he comes in to ride the ball. Just jams it on his first ejection. That's unfortunate there for Jack. Needs to try and get it second time around fully. It's a big moment for him.
Oh man, we're seeing still quite a few struggles with this obstacle, but with a retry, it does give him some wiggle room here. Oh, the back foot, we've seen that. The left foot nearly touches down on the fail plane almost again. Jack, gotta be careful, especially now that he's further down. But he's looking good. One more hook and then the big dyno.
He's got a lot of downwards momentum on each of his jumps. He needs upward momentum now to get onto that skyhook, and he's got it. 1.25 minutes as he makes the dismount onto the platform. Jack Chase currently in third.
Yeah, still behind Reed though, and this was where Reed was not able to go. All right, the stronghold, yes, that was the move. But now is he gonna go for the palm flip or is he gonna go for the skip? Let's see. He's not getting an ideal swing. He's using the legs to kick up. And now the palm flip.
He's trying to kick it down, actually, it looks like. But he just skips it entirely. No need for it there. You're going to need Jack Chase here. 2 minutes and 17. Fastest non-finisher to this point now. 30 seconds now. I don't know if it's going to be enough to clear, but he can at least get through this very daunting cliff line with the time that he's got left.
All right, Jack gets the book hold. Good stuff. Looking super powerful even at the back end, but only 15 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough time, but he does maybe, if he doesn't use a retry here, have enough to MacGyver this. The cubes. He's going to go for the hop. He does make it.
Yes. Very precise there, but he won't have enough time to get through it fully, and that is it for Jack Chase. Still one of the strongest runs we've seen in a while there. Getting all the way to the very last lane. Only one obstacle away from clearing too. Almost had it, but still brilliant from Jack Chase. The momentum should carry on now. In only 2 more runs, we're going to be determining who gets one of those Premier Series final slots. We've only had 1 clear so far out of the 15 people running, I think now? Is it 15?
14, because we have 19
14.
in the mail.
Is it 19? I thought it was 21.
Oh, 21, sorry. Herp derp.
Okay, fair enough. Right, either way though, still a very great run there from Jack Chase, our fastest non-finisher. It's a very good position to be in, but considering who we have coming up next, our 6 fastest clears on the placement course, it should be wary that both Bryce Johnson, who's our only clear so far, and Jack Chase, who just completed the cliff line, might not be able to move on through if the rest of our competitors are faster, down to the top 4 who are going to be moving on to our finals.
Speaking of Bryce, here is Bryce Hopkins, who trains out of, what, Ninja Mania, I'm pretty sure. And he's been in the sport for 7 years. Very, very experienced. been in the competitive side for 5.
Trying his best now. He's going to absolutely crush it, I hope. Bryce Hopkins having a bit of trouble getting up the wall, but no biggie. Only the beginning of the course. He's got 10 obstacles fully to make up the momentum and lost time. You can see there, I think he's representing the head-to-head championships that we had in 2025. Or yeah, he was the finalist there. Bryce really going to have to try and push backward here. He's only using the rope now. Fair enough. Trying to get a bit more swing on it. Nice. As he now moves on to the sideways and orange combo.
Yep. All right, Bryce. Third obstacle. Hasn't been too much trouble for our athletes lately. Looks like it won't be for him. He's actually solely using the bar. But Bryce, now easy does it, slow and steady. But you know what they say, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So
reeling himself in by hanging onto that bar. 2 minutes left coming into the course. Gonna take a jump out. Very, very solid. 1 minute and 50 seconds as he dries off his shoes. He knows he's gonna need a lot of traction on these spinners. Can he get the right foot placement? Oh no, he just stepped off of the platform just to the right of it. Just a momentary lapse in concentration, possibly. Let's see if he can get back. He needs to get onto that platform to the right of the screen.
he's part of the ski team. He knows a thing or two about mountainous terrain, but Bryce, yeah, that's a bit of unique tech. Speaking of unique tech, this is an area where you have to be delicate. It is kind of just like riding a bull, because the moment you kind of stop being wary, that's when you get bucked off.
Bryce, oh, is that a foot tap? Yeah, that's going to be a disqualification. He has no more retries at this point. This is a scary prospect. Bryce definitely has the strength and power to go later on in this course, and I want to see it happen.
All right, well, now perfection is what the challenge course is going to be wanting to see. Oh, that was close. Another near foot tap. The big dino, now he gets it, but is swinging off kilter.
There we go, 50 seconds left now. He's trying his best to angle himself in a direct manner. Gets it forward. Now, Bryce Hopkins, you're going to have to try and push along through here. Is he going to be able to chalk himself up correctly? Here he is. 30 seconds now as he tries to pull on through to this palm flip. Really trying. Oh, nearly had it, but sadly the peel is just going to be his downfall. Bryce Hopkins lands himself in fifth.
Yeah, without any retries to fall back on, it's such a tough move. I feel like we've seen a couple of other competitors fall into that gambit. Overall, though, a pretty strong run. Just a few mishaps that occurred. But still, not bad at all. Now we are down to what? Our final five. Zachary Alvord amongst them has been doing Ninja for 10 years. Super strong, was named the offensive MVP of his basketball team, averaging 14.5 points per game, which, all right.
He loves Ninja a lot because his life changes and commitments change. Ninja, they all really go a long way and they never leave anyone. He knows this may affect his performance in comps, but he does Ninja because he loves it, and it's all afforded to him. He's not always hunting podiums or medals, though. He has plenty of those already. He's chasing buzzers, full clears, and satisfaction, knowing that he did his best no matter where it lands him. Let's see if he can do his best coming in here, and he's currently doing the best up to his point, which is brilliant. Just over 2 minutes as he hits halfway through riding the bull. This is good so far for Zachary Alvord.
Yeah, keeping his feet on the wall. We don't see that often. Zach going super down low on the hook for the dino and utilizing the wall to put himself forward. 8 seconds ahead, no retries spent. This has been a super clean run so far. Definitely trying to avenge his coach, Mikey Boyd, who ran earlier. He wants to conquer this course. He's got onto the stronghold. Looks like he's gonna try to pull out a skip here. He taps the platform, and that's enough.
There we go. This is a very good sign here. He's 4 seconds faster than Bryce Johnson to this point. This is a very, very good sign. He said he's not always hunting the best positions possible, but he wants buzzers and full clears. He's on his way to one, I'm sure. I'm rooting for Zach here. Has a very large Lachey there on the very small cliffs. A minute left. Trying his best to get his hands in a solid position. Oh, I like the idea, but it's just too much of a small cliff to properly Lachey onto.
Yeah, there's not really a lip on that one. I honestly think it would have been a better play for him to static out or maybe do a 1-2 pop, but that was a straight Lachey. Hopefully Zach can correct here, utilize all his hand space. Just by the skin of his teeth, he's getting through it, crossing over, but he peels out!
Oh, man, that's really unfortunate. It just seemed like his grip was asking too much of him at this point in the course, but still Zachary pulling through with a very, very solid run, and he has a very high chance of possibly getting onto the Premier Series finals here. He's on the bubble by 2 positions, but we have our final 4 competitors left to go, first of which being Parker Sawyer. But looking at Zach's run here, you can see it seems like everyone's just skipping the palm flip, but this cliff line is really detrimental to everybody. It looks like taking a lot of grip out of you. But now, moving on to Parker, you're going to be seeing some Premier Series titles be written off now.
That's true. Some Premier Series finals spots up for grabs. It's either going to be our lone wolf, Bryce Johnson, or Parker, if he can finish the course faster. Ooh, and he's going quick. He's gunning for that top time immediately onto the rope. Oh, yes. Looking powerful, looking strong, and he is 3 seconds in the green just like that.
Right, here we go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds as he makes a large Lachey over to that orange slice and dismounts accordingly with the fastest pace at the moment. This is good for Parker. He's going to be eyeing up one of those Premier Series slots, since if he gets first place, he's guaranteed after this run.
Yeah, Parker quick to jump the gun on the spinning disc, but this one has taken plenty of names on its. Oh no!
Oh,
He gives it
wait,
to
is he
him.
fine? He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
He touched the platform and he spilled over the front plane. That's the conditions necessary to move on to riding the bull, but he falls.
This is harsh now. One more retry, and that was an early go out on the riding the bull here. Just over 2 minutes for the full run. If he gets past this obstacle, he should have a solid chance of clearing. Just needs to be really careful jumping from pole to pole.
Yeah, much better.
Careful,
Doesn't want to
that
make
was a bit of
a
a
careless
stutter.
mistake. Yeah. But the lower body, that's what it's for on this obstacle. To give you a good tripod.
No way!
Parker!
Oh no, this final area. It was jammed in there on the little hook, and that's not going to get him into the top 4, sadly, which means that Bryce Johnson is guaranteed a Premier Series finalist slot. But looking at Parker here, is moving so efficiently throughout every single run he had on each obstacle. He had the platform there as well, and he passed through the plane. It looked very close, but he saw it, got it jammed there. He couldn't get it out fast enough, and that's what sealed him out.
Yeah, it's a simple mistake. We've seen it on a couple skyhook jumps. It's rare to see it on an obstacle like that, but still not a bad run. He knew he had to go fast, so I appreciate the bravery. But now we are down to our final 3. Rocco Rotolo.
Rocco here had an insanely fast placement course finishing time. But let's see if he can use that speed and hopefully now some endurance to some good use to get himself into the Premier Series finals. He wants this. He's seen a lot of people take on this course before him. It's going to be up in the air whether he's be able to do it. It just comes down to how he performs on the course right now. Here he goes.
Yep, Rocco, let's see. Is he up to the task? Oh, quickly up and over. Yes. No hands on the wall. We're seeing similar sort of aggression to what we saw out of Parker, but Rocco has done his homework here, wants to cement himself on the leaderboard, make the trip out to ascend. Rocco already onto the propellers. Didn't even want to spend any airtime. Oh, wait.
Careful, what?
Oh, looks like we are going to be giving him a rerun.
What happened there, exactly?
I think it might have been a reset issue. Hopefully we'll get some word on that.
That's sad because he had a lot of momentum moving on to the off of the orange though. So we're gonna have everything resorted back up, hopefully.
Yeah, so we'll give him some time to rest up, even though he was on the course for just short of 30 seconds. But okay, something's wrong. Hopefully we'll get some word on that from people who are on field to give us the scoop. But for now, we're just going to get that fixed up, and we're probably going to go into Oliver Kelly. Though
Yeah,
we'll
we're going to
see.
give Rocco, who just went, a bit of time. It looked like it was a reset issue. So Oliver, as you say, going to be next up. One of our taller athletes in the amateur division. 5'11", wingspan of 6 foot. He's a Premier Series finalist from last year as well, qualified at Rock City. So he's going to be getting ready to move. Oliver Kelly. Here we go. You can see him emoting on the start line again. That's 2 for 2. Looks like it's a good luck charm. Just trying to take in the atmosphere around him for the course that he's about to run. Here he goes. He has been coaching and competing. Are life passions for him, and setting up new obstacle concepts for his athletes is one of the best parts of this sport. He cannot wait to compete in this Premier Series qualifier. He's done absolutely brilliant. He missed out on everything last year due to a wrist injury. He's been a runner for 12 years, ran a mile in 4 minutes 37, and a 5K in 15:45. He's a huge nerd. He loves Avatar and Smash Bros. He is a Zero Suit Samus main. I'm always going to be a Kirby main. I don't care. It's an easy one. But Oliver coming along through 3 seconds ahead of the fastest time. Premier Series finalist from last year, really pulling through.
Yeah, that's true. Oliver had a very, very hard challenge course last year, and it wasn't going to get any easier on a successive year. Oliver, now eyeing up the dyno. We haven't seen anyone get through this in a little bit, but Oliver, all right, here we go. And he is redirected as well. Easy does it, 7.7 seconds ahead of Bryce's pace. Let's see here.
Very, very good at the moment. Just over 100 seconds as he starts his ascent on the cliffs and palm flip. He's going to go for the T-ledge immediately, gets it on impact with his fingertips. No one's even looking at the palm flip at the minute. Everyone's going for that fast dismount. He's got it. He's now going to chalk up and get ready for the cliffs. He's 10 seconds ahead of Bryce. If he carries on at this pace and clears each obstacle, he will absolutely guarantee himself into the Premier Series finals. He's currently 1 spot away from doing so.
Yeah, that's true. He has maybe about a minute to beat Jack to the cubes, and that would be enough. So we're going to find out, facing forward to try to reduce the amount of times he has to turn around. Oh, the look on his face. His jaw dropped.
He's fine. Yes, there we go. That was very, very close. Literally toes away from the edge of that platform. And with that, Oliver has cemented himself into the Premier Series finals, but he's going to want to go further to get that buzzer.
All right, shaking out, has 42 seconds. That should be enough. If he doesn't squander his retries and take too long here, does not make the sideways grab on the cube.
Just a bit too much for him there. This is the point in the course where our top athletes are really going to start to get pumped. So they're going to have to put on the afterburns. You can see trying to unpump his arms there and his wrists by trying to stretch him out, get some blood pumping in the forearms by punching him. 30 seconds left. Let's see how far he can get. He got the precision move first time around, and he gets it again. This is where he's going to have to get it second time around, and he misses it. His hand's just a bit too pumped to get the grab, and that's going to be it for Oliver Kelly. Still, our Zero Suit Samus main in Smash Bros. Did extremely well.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to that point without using a retry is something no other amateur male competitor has done thus far. And honestly, I don't know. The cliffs did take a lot out of him. I do think it might have been a matter of hand placement, especially on that second go. where I believe it was his left hand that didn't even touch the cube. Yeah, look at his face there. And then he was really towing the line. But yeah, that left hand completely missed the mark, and that cost him an attempt on the final obstacle. But regardless, he is safe. Nothing to worry about. Now we have Zachary Lyman, our fastest finisher on the placement course, but not our final run due to Rocco's rerun. Can he notch himself above Bryce Johnson and become our second finisher here?
He's making very good time right now. This was going to be our last runner due to him getting only 32 seconds on the placement course, which was an astonishing pace. But our penultimate athlete now, Zachary Lyman, coming out of Essex Junction, Vermont, is going to be able to take home a top spot, hopefully. He's trying to best some of the fast paces we've seen already. He's going to take an extra backswing coming into this rappel so he can get more speed going into it, which he's done very well.
Yeah, our lone representative of Vermont, Ninja Warrior, wants to show up for his hometown, gets across the balance lane. Do we have any doubt?
Zachary here.
Oh, look at this!
He's
I love
machine
it!
gunning. I like this. It's like a salmon ladder, but going sideways. I'm loving this right now. Zachary is going to automatically get a load of time saved onto this. Let's see. Yeah, he's saved about 10 seconds there from his pace before. But this is absolutely brilliant. He's going to be looking for that top time. He must have had that plan in his mind for ages. Here we go.
But it doesn't get any easier. This stronghold, not a lot for your hands to dig into. He gets it, though. No arguments here. And now Zach building it up. Got to get a lot for this dismount. Going to completely forebode the palm flip.
Let's have it here. 1 minute and 20 seconds. He's going to try and get the swing over to that cliff, but the bookend is the one that gives him trouble. This is going to be dire here. He's currently on the bubble for a Premier Series finalist slot. Still only one clear of the whole day so far in the men's division. Let's see how we can fare coming into his retry on the tricky cliff line. Can he get it? Yes!
Yeah, on his first attempt, it wasn't even the book hold that gave him a problem. It was the ledge itself where the hand came off. There's not a lot of room on that ledge, and you see it there. He really has to stretch out.
He's trying here on that tiny ledge. He has a bit of a lip here, but now this is the hard part. He's going to have to do a turnaround. He's trying with all his might. You can see his pinkies are starting to lose hope here.
Oh,
no! And he
no!
slips. The grip strength, unfortunately, just lost it.
Oh, that
man.
one. I could feel my forearms pumping. That's how much pump he was dealing with on that obstacle. But that's not to ignore the machine gun tech that he was pulling here. I mean, we've seen so many people fail that obstacle outright. And he was just throwing himself through it. But time will tell if that's going to be enough to qualify him. He is currently sitting on the bubble with one man left. Rocco Rotolo cashing in his rerun.
We saw him earlier. Here he goes. He unfortunately was moving. He was moving at an astonishing pace before he had to stop his run due to a reset error, it looks like. But Rocco here is going to move on through. Second time around, he's had time to rest, so he should be pretty fresh. Moving along through here. He knows what he has to do. He needs to get to just cliffs faster than Zachary, who we just saw. Let's see if Rocco's able to best him here. Bryce Johnson still the only clear we've had today. Let's see if Rocco can be the second. There's a lot that can happen for our final runner here.
Yeah, and he's already on to the balance, but he's gotta be perfect with his footing. He just about is, makes it to the platform, and now Rocco staring down, riding the bull. Now, is he gonna try the machine gun tech? I think not, but I don't find that very necessary. So Rocco,
he's gonna try and be as fast as he can here. He's gonna lose a couple seconds because of Zachary's pace to this point with that machine gun tech, but he's already on the skyhook, and he's gonna have probably one more backswing to cement himself on that dismount, which he has. 4 seconds behind now, but he has 2 more obstacles before he can cement himself into the Premier Series fully.
Okay, eyeing this up. He's got to move if he wants to beat Zach to the cliffs, or he could just beat the cliffs outright. We're going to find out. Going for that dismount, taking one extra swing less, and that's it. Rocco is in the Premier Series finals. Now, how much further can he go? That is the question. He hasn't used a single retry yet.
This is important now. We know that he's in, but he still has more to offer, I'm sure. 1 minute and 10 seconds. He makes the transfer onto the smallest cliff that we can see. Makes the turnaround point onto the other side of that cliff. And he's down. He's moving on to the final lane with 1 minute left. This is good, but these next few obstacles are extremely precise. With this pace, though, he is our fastest non-finisher by a solid margin.
Yeah, with being our final athlete, I would hope he's precise on the obstacle called I Hope You're Precise. He does do the beta break. He doesn't do the hop. Interesting. Now the sideways move, that's the crux point. He does make it, though, facing the other direction. Interesting. Now he's got to turn around once more, 90 degrees, and he can't hold.
You can see he was so close. He just slipped his fingers there on that final cube. He's going to have to take a bit of a moment here to rest up. He's going to be very, very pumped by this point. But let's see how far he can move ahead through this obstacle. He's going to take the cube out again and hook it in there. Probably one big backswing and then a big lâché up. He's still got the grip to do it. He needs to go immediately. He's got the redemption on the cube, but now he's going to move on here. Still our fastest non-finisher. 10 seconds left for the flying bar. He's got it. Going along. Okay, wait. It's still possible. This obstacle has been done in less than 8 seconds before. He just needs to know immediately when his time goes.
But he's got to link everything. Rocco going for the move.
He's got it this time.
In 2 seconds. He's
done it. There we go. 2:57.6. We end out with a clear for our amateur male division after having a dry spell of buzzer hits for the vast majority of our division here, and we ended it off with a rerun clear. What a finish.
Yeah, after being stopped on the 4th obstacle 30 seconds in, Rocco made good on his second chance. And with that, he is 2nd place. Unfortunately, due to the whiff on the flying bar, he couldn't quite catch Bryce's time, but hey, 2 buzzers in 1 day. I don't think he's going to be complaining about that.
Indeed not. You could see him there, very, very happy to just have the run over with. His time was very, very close, though. He only had about 2.4 seconds left on the clock. Well done to all of our amateur females as well for getting through the course, with Daniela being the fastest, getting 1st place. We'll see him at Premier Series finals. Well done to all of our men and our top 4 who have now cemented themselves into the Premier Series finals. Obviously, we have our 2 clears with Bryce Johnson and Rocco Rotolo out here. And then we also had Oliver Kelly and Jack Chase. Brilliant stuff there from everyone who competed and our qualifiers here. Kane, that was immense.
Oh, absolutely. We had the biggest division of the Premier Series season, dare I say. 21 amateur males right here at Next Level Ninjas, and it did not disappoint, nor did our course designers, who made the perfect difficulty course for our athletes to take on. It was close, action-packed, no complaints here.
We're seeing highlights of all of our competitors who got first. We had Daniela Blanchard out here who took home first for the amateur females, as well as having Bryce Johnson being 1st place, having a clear very early on in the male division too. Well done to both Daniela and Bryce. Both did insanely well.
Daniela actually beat the course, just not in time.
That's really unfortunate there. That would have happened. It would have been great, but we can see here both winners here. They did incredible today. Definitely we're going to see them at Premier Series finals. I'm excited to see what fights they can put up. We can see 1, 2, 3. That step obstacle being a hazard to many wasn't a hazard to both of our winners. They overcame it, and they gave inspiration to all of the other athletes that were running after them.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have 2 more divisions left to go, don't we? We have the teens and elites. I believe teen is going to be coming up in 45 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, just
So
about.
don't miss that. We'll have plenty of athletes there, and the elite division, which has such incredible talent, such as Jackson Erdos, Cody Benaway, I want to say, is in there.
I want to say so, yeah, he's on the list.
Jazib Ismail is one of them. You won't want to miss it. But yeah, Billy, I'm super excited for the remainder of this competition, which I will not be here to commentate. So you have fun with that. But
Indeed
yeah, take us out, Billy.
All right, it's going to be mint to see the rest of our divisions. We got teens and elites. I'm going to be beside Colt Elder on the mic for both of those divisions. It's going to be exciting. What am I talking about? Very exciting. Very excited to see how it's all going to go down from Kane Morgan and Billy Dixon. We've been your commentators for amateurs, and we will see you shortly. Take care.
In second place, Ripley.